End of the table. Here is your commentary team. It's John Murray and Robbie Savage.
Yes, thanks very much, Emma. I hope everyone can hear us okay. It feels really strange to be saying that, Robbie, when there's hardly anyone in the ground. But, you know, I do get it. I think part of it is that the home clubs want to play the music that they would normally play and make it as comfortable or as familiar as they can for the home players. But it's still surreal when you see them walking out, as they have done, from the tunnel which is down to our left. Manchester United first out of the dressing room. They have taken up their positions in their change kit, the sort of goldy, sandy coloured shirts with the black trim and the black shorts and the black socks. And Aston Villa have lined up on the far side of the halfway line from where we are, in the claret and blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks. And as I say, Jack Grealish is there, the captain, at the head of the line next to Pepe Reina. Tyrone Mings in there as well. I'll run you through the teams in full, actually. Villa making just that one change that I mentioned. Samatta coming in up front for young Davis, who's on the bench. So Reina in goal, the back four of Konsa, Hawes, Mings and Taylor. In midfield, Louise with John McGinn and Grealish, and then Anwar El Ghazi and Trezeguet wide, and Ali Samatta through the middle. And Manchester United, it's the same Manchester United team for a fourth consecutive Premier League match, and that is De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw, Matic, who's just signed his new contract, with Pogba and Fernandes. And then the front three that Robbie was talking about there, they've scored 55 goals between them this season. Mason Greenwood, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. So there was a doubt over Lindelof, but he's fit, and United, Robbie, unchanged again.
Yeah, a win will take them 1 point behind Leicester, you know, for those Champions League places as we speak. You know, we know United have got to go to Leicester on the last game of the season, so this will be a game United will be looking to win. You know, Villa should be encouraged by their performance at Anfield, as Emma said. They did create chances, but it's important that, you know, Jack Grealish, looking forward to watching him against Manchester United, heavily linked. We know that. You know what type of performance he is going to give tonight for his beloved Villa.
Yeah, that's certainly a talking point. He did score, Grealish, as did Mings, when the sides met earlier on in the season on the 1st of December at Old Trafford. It finished as a 2-2 draw back in November, but Manchester United coming into this in great form. And John Moss, the referee, just blowing his whistle, and we see another example of the players taking a knee in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And then back on their feet, and the game begins. Aston Villa against Manchester United in the Premier League. As I mentioned, Manchester United unbeaten in their last 16 matches. And in the last 3 with this team, they've scored 11 goals in their last 3 Premier League games. So it's a really tall order for Aston Villa tonight, who themselves haven't won in 10 matches since the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final here. So it's out of play. It's a goal kick to Manchester United. Robbie Savage is with me, Premier League midfielder, Welsh international. I've never been as socially distanced from a summariser. We must be about 6 metres away from each other.
Yeah, you read all those stats there about Aston Villa. They've only beaten Manchester United 3 times in the history of the Premier League, which, you know, surprised me actually, as, you know, Greenwood picks up the ball. He's been so impressive, John, but it's no surprise to me, you know, watching him come through the youth ranks at Manchester United, the way he can, you know, move the ball onto his left foot or his right foot. And as Neil Taylor tonight, you know, he's going to have a tough time, because, you know, when Greenwood gets one-on-one in those situations, will he go on his left and curl it in, or will he go on his right and smash it? You know, so that's going to be an interesting battle.
Yeah, another tough one for Neil Taylor, with Targett out injured at the moment. Taylor came in, faced Salah on Sunday, and actually I thought did really well against Salah. And then today he's got Mason Greenwood to look after with the 15 goals that he scored this season. So Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0. BBC Radio 5 live from quite a chilly Villa Park. Very grey skies overhead. It's raining at regular intervals, and Villa playing from right to left, so they're attacking the almost completely north stand to our left. 1 or 2 photographers down at the front, TV cameramen, but Manchester United picking up possession, and the ball being walked out from the back by Harry Maguire, who turns to his right and gives it to Lindelof, who was the doubt for Manchester United. A little bit of a back problem, but obviously okay, and able to continue. Manchester United working at 4. Then Pogba with a pass down the right-hand side. This is for Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka plays it infield early. Martial with the ball out to the right-hand side to Greenwood. Greenwood's left-footed ball across the edge of the penalty area is cleared away by Courtney Hawes, and it bounces out of play, and that was rather ominous.
Magnificent touch from Martial as Wan-Bissaka got the ball on the right-hand side, fired it into Martial, and Greenwood made a run off him into the box, and the cushion touch from Martial was beautiful.
Manchester United, having taken the throw, immediately get the ball moving down the left-hand side. Rashford, then a flick into the penalty area, and as the challenge came in from Douglas Luiz on the edge of the penalty area on Greenwood, Greenwood went down, and one or two shouts from various people in the crowd, say people in the stand next to
John, I'm just watching replays there. No, I'm not sure there's much contact there. I think that is a very good decision. Douglas Luiz was coming in from behind, stuck his foot out, and it was tiny little bit of contact. Contact doesn't mean a penalty, we know that, and I think John Moss has got that absolutely spot on.
Yeah, and a missed kick by Greenwood just inside the box.
But the flick from Fernandes, John.
Yeah,
the lovely little back heel, brilliant play.
Yeah, he's a real wow, isn't he, Fernandes? But it's Aston Villa coming forward with El Ghazi, who running from right to left, had a goal from 23, 24 yards, but dragged it well wide of the left post, and it's a goal kick for Manchester United. Yeah, Fernandes, as I said to you, Robbie, he's found a blend, hasn't he? And the arrival of Bruno Fernandes has been the catalyst.
With Bruno Fernandes in the side, 9 games played, United at top of that league, 21 points, which is, shows what an impact he has had, and what Manchester United can do next season with him and Pogba in the side. If they can add 1 or 2, 3 players, can they be challengers, John? But they've got to try and get in the Champions League first and foremost this season. But all those months ago when Rio Ferdinand said Ollie's at the wheel, and then he wasn't, but now he certainly is, John.
Yeah, unbeaten in their last 20 league matches here, and beaten in the last 16 League and Cup matches home and away in all competitions. And here is Nemanja Matic, who's been given this, I think, a surprisingly long contract, given his age, about to turn 32. Ball played down the left-hand side, but it's cut out by Konsa, who strikes it away to the halfway line to Samatta, who's playing as the central striker for Aston Villa, the Tanzanian international, a recent arrival from Genk. And Manchester United are able to win the ball back on the halfway line. And here they are with Matic exchanging passes with Pogba. Matic then holds off the challenge from John McGinn and goes back into his own half, and Maguire will play it back along the back line to Lindelof. So Villa 0, Manchester United 0. That's our third commentary match of the night. Everton-Southampton was on Sports Extra. That finished 1-1. And Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0 was the final score in the 5 Live commentary match earlier, as Samatta is caught offside, and it's a free kick to Manchester United halfway inside their own half. So yeah, Manchester United coming into this match this evening in 5th place in the Premier League. So United currently 4 points behind Leicester in 4th, and this is Manchester United's game in hand. And Villa, with that draw, have dropped a place down to 19th in the Premier League table. Ball played forward towards Douglas Luiz, and then Trezeguet puts in a challenge on Greenwood. The ball bounces away, and Manchester United with Wan-Bissaka get it back. Now Matic carrying the ball forward over the halfway line in the centre circle, rolling it up through the middle to Martial. Now Luke Shaw joins in on the left-hand side. Here's Rashford, just the one penalty for Rashford since the restart, the penalty in the big win against Bournemouth at the weekend. Ball to the edge of the area, but John McGinn was there for Aston Villa, and Grealish, near the right corner of his penalty area, is able to find a pass out to El Ghazi in front of the Doug Ellis stand.
Do you know what, John? Watching Manchester United build up when they've got possession, they almost play a box. So you've got Harry Maguire and Lindelof, and then you've got Matic and Pogba as a square, and Shaw and Wan-Bissaka push so high into midfield areas. So, those four have got to look after Samatta. It's important for Manchester United. I believe in a one-on-one situation, Samatta would have the beating of either Lindelof or Maguire. If Maguire goes, tries to nick it in front, it's important Lindelof drops off 5 yards.
Aston Villa coming forward up the left-hand side. Here's Trezeguet back onto his right foot, and then plays the ball behind him to McGinn, who You would normally have expected under the circumstances not to play again this season, but obviously the suspension means that he's been able to recover from his fractured ankle. Douglas Luiz curling a ball into the penalty area. Lindelof came across and got his head to it, and it bounces down, and it can't be kept in over there by Rashford, and it's a first corner of the match, and it's a corner to Aston Villa.
Yeah, we know how good John McGinn's delivery is on that left foot. Mings going forward. Can he get a good delivery into that penalty area? Jack Grealish is going short. Will they try and do a short one? Only Mason Greenwood going out. Will they do a 2-on-1 situation?
Lining up 3 men next to the penalty spot, Hawes and Mings and Konza. And here's McGinn with the corner, in swinger to the near post, can't beat Bruno Fernandes, heads it out to Douglas Luiz, who chips a ball over the top into the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka with the arm up, and the flag is also raised against Trezeguet, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. Almost 8 minutes played. Robbie Savage, Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0.
On that position there, Douglas Luiz won a great position, 23 yards out. Remember Paul Scholes scored that volley from that area of the pitch for Manchester United, the same side. So Douglas Luiz could have, if the ball was dropping, Villa.
Samatta's won it back from Matic, and then Bruno Fernandes in with a challenge on El Ghazi, and he puts his hands together in praying motion to John Moss, who's already given the free kick, and I think Bruno Fernandes there knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes, a foul. El Ghazi moved the ball. Fernandes was flat-footed, good play. What an opportunity now. I was going back to that position for Douglas Luiz, John. The ball was dropping perfectly for him to hit it on the volley like Scholes did all those years ago. I'm not saying Douglas Luiz has got the same technique as Paul Scholes, but it was just take it on, be brave in that area. But now they got a free kick. Who will it be, John? Luiz is standing over it. John McGinn, good chance.
Yes, it is, right of centre. And good work by Samatta, incidentally, to win the ball back in the first place, as United were trying to bring it away from their penalty area. And Bruno Fernandes, I think with his reaction, has managed to make sure that John Moss didn't reach for his yellow card. Free kick then for Villa, good opportunity. Douglas Luiz curls it into the top of the wall. It loops high across the box. Mings coming across gets his head to it, but it was Bruno Fernandes, the final touch, as it bounces out of play on the right-hand side. Just caught Pogba was on the end of the wall, and the free kick caught him, but that was a good opportunity again there. Villa in their position, as I was saying with Mark Lawrenson on Sunday when we were at Anfield, you've got to take your chances. You've got to make the most of the chances like that, as Jack Grealish is just caught there. A little kick from, there was both Nemanja Matic and Bruno Fernandes, and it's a free kick out on the right hand side, so another set piece situation, Robbie.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Grealish or McGinn. You would think, John, with his left foot it's going to be McGinn. Just get that ball in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box, let all your attackers run onto it. United holding the high line. It's all about the pace of the delivery, John. Grealish
raises his arms, and Grealish plays it across to the near post. Samatta was after it, but it came off Rashford, and actually I think Samatta, in trying to get a touch, has caught Rashford in there. Rashford's ended up in a heap on the ground, and I think that's been given as a free kick to United.
Terrible ball from Grealish, John. I don't know if it was a routine one. They've worked on the training ground, they've looked for that near post space for Samatta, the run, and Grealish fired it in, but defended well.
So it's a free kick to Aston Villa. Villa 0, Manchester United 0, 10 minutes played. Claret and blue everywhere. We look around the stadium here. They've dressed it up brilliantly. All of the supporters' flags, the Villa supporters' flags, are draped all around the upper tier of the Doug Ellis stand. All of the so many crosses of St George, AVFC, written in the 4 white quarters, and it's the same as well in the Holt end, the front of the top tier of the Holt end. All manner of Villa flags hanging off them, and of course all of the canvases that you'll be familiar with now, that all of the Premier League teams have put over their seats in the lower tiers next to the pitch. And we've got the big lion's head behind Pepe Reina's goal to our right. But 0-0 the score. Mings playing it forward towards McGinn in the centre circle, who might have been caught there. No, he wasn't, by Bruno Fernandes. Now Matic plays it forward through the middle Rashford's pass to the right-hand side. Greenwood on the chase down towards the corner flag, keeps the ball in play, plays it behind him. Bruno Fernandes threads a pass to Wan-Bissaka. Now back to Greenwood. This is all on the Manchester United right. Greenwood again on his left foot, goes centrally to Matic. Matic immediately looks for the run of Shaw, but goes back to the right-hand side to Wan-Bissaka. Villa in claret and blue are trying to get back into position. The ball swirled in by Pogba, takes a double deflection across the box. It hit Mings, bounced down, could have gone anywhere, and was cleared away by Courtney Hawes. And then Samatta wins a free kick near the halfway line for Villa.
Yeah, looking at that ball in from Pogba, just for one moment I thought it might have hit Mings on the arm. Just seeing the replay on the TV, well, it did. He tried to he put his foot out Mings, it hit him on the bottom of the studs, it bounced up and hit him on the left arm. It was unintentional, not deliberate. Good decision once again from John Moss. But United being patient there, John. They had two opportunities to put the ball in the box. They just kept it, little triangles, playing full of confidence. And that performance against Bournemouth, John, when they went a goal down, you just knew the United of old, they'd be relentless, they'd come at you, they'd eventually break you down. And even though Bournemouth scored first at Old Trafford, you knew United were going to go and win the game. Yeah.
Bournemouth quite simply scored far too early in that match, and the sort of form that they were in, Manchester United, and boy, didn't they score some goals in that match. Mind you, Stanislas's goal was one of the better goals I think we've seen since the restart. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Flags fluttering high above the Doug Ellis stand. United bringing the ball forward with Lindelof, who goes back to his left to Matic, who's dropped deep inside the United half. Lindelof again in possession, and Harry Maguire now, who was one of the players Stanislas beat for that goal with his clever little nutmeg. Lindelof now forward towards Greenwood, then back to Lindelof again, and Manchester United patient with it, quite happy to keep the ball, have the ball inside their own half, and make Villa play without the ball. Maguire goes for a raking pass down the right-hand side for Wan-Bissaka, who's after it, and the sliding challenge comes in from Taylor, who is able to play it off Wan-Bissaka and out of play for a Villa throw, around about 10 yards away from their own corner flag in that area, away over to our right. As I do that, I can see Dean Smith and John Terry, who are just sitting about 20 metres to our right, socially distanced, the two of them, and with the behind closed doors scenario. Here's Rashford now to the edge of the penalty area, it bounces away from him. Mings is able to get ahead on it, and then Rashford, trying to win it back, gives McGinn a shove in the back, and it's a free kick to Villa halfway inside their own half, 0-0.
But you see the work rate of this Manchester United side. When they lose the ball, they try and win it back as quickly as they can. You know, Rashford there, McGinn, good play, used his body well, got the free kick, and that just relieves a little bit of pressure. You know, United have been comfortable in possession, but not really threatened the goal, Pepe Reina's goal, John. And I just want to see a little bit more of Jack Grealish, so influential for this Villa side, hardly touched the ball yet. Yep,
so important for Villa in the remainder of this season. I reckon, Robbie, that Villa will need, minimum 6 points from the games that they've got left. They've got 27 points at the moment, 33 to stay up. Well, we'll see. Here's Mings playing it forward to Trezeguet on the left-hand side. Trezeguet, and here is Grealish now on the left-hand side as Villa come forward, but he's not got a great deal of support here, and he's got Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka puts in the challenge on Grealish, and the final touch was off the Villa captain, and it's a throw into Manchester United that Wan-Bissaka takes up the line. Bruno Fernandes on the chase. Oh, he was looking to find a pass at pace and rather hit it straight at Hawes, and Villa have got it back in the centre circle.
Great run from Martial, John. He just went towards Fernandes and pulled on the shoulder of Hawes. And if Fernandes could have found him, it was the right pass, but just under hit.
Yeah, and you can see Villa so conscious of the danger that United could be on the counter-attack here with the pace of the front three. But here's Grealish as Villa come forward, Matic, and he played it nicely away from Matic as the Manchester United midfielder came in for the challenge. Back it goes to John McGinn, who's not really quite found his form again yet, McGinn, since the restart, since he's come back to fitness. Important player for them. Here's Taylor now crossing from the left-hand side, but it's over the head of Samatta, and Shaw was able to come across and head it back over here and out of play.
Great ball from Taylor, that great. It lands you know, on the 6-yard line, right in the middle, you know, of David De Gea's goal. Just needs attacking there. Shaw from the full-back position got across, defended it well, but lovely ball from Neil Taylor.
Yep, Taylor takes the throw. Sunday was his first start since January, Neil Taylor. Ball on the right-hand side that Konza plays in deep to the back post. Douglas Luiz with a header, but it's headed into the back of Wan-Bissaka, who is turning his back on the Villa man and deflects it wide for a corner.
Good from Villa. The last couple of minutes, you know, putting balls into the box, winning second balls. Another corner. You know, the first 2 set pieces have been poor. Can Jack Grealish get a better delivery now?
Yes, let's see what he can do from this side. So it is Grealish who just wanders over. This is very near the tunnel, the white tunnel, which has been pulled back. And Grealish stares across, and here's the delivery into the 6-yard box, but De Gea comes and gets a comfortable punch, leaps high, right uppercut on it, and the ball bounces out of play just down in front of us. McGinn takes a quick throw back to Douglas Luiz, and Luiz to Konza, and Konza's early ball in, and Grealish with a chance at the back post, took it on the volley but hit it wide from an angle by 4 or 5 yards.
What a ball from Konza from that right back position, midway inside United's half. He's fired it in with pace and outswinger, and it's perfect for Jack Grealish, who's coming in on the back post. The ball actually lands on the corner of the 6-yard line. He's tried to take it on the half volley, and it's almost come off his, you know, I would say shin pad, but we know how small Jack Grealish's shin pads are. He got it all wrong, falling over as he hit it. Great ball, great chance for Villa, John.
Yeah, he went for the spectacular, didn't he? And it didn't pay off this time. If it had gone in, it would have been a magnificent goal. But wider than near post as he looked at it, and it's out of play for a Villa throw over on the right. But signs of encouragement, mind you, been signs of encouragement from Manchester United as well. Another cross from the right-hand side for Villa, but Wan-Bissaka got a touch and Trezeguet couldn't reach it because of that little deflection. Douglas Luiz now playing the ball over the top of the inside left position and beyond Trezeguet and through for a goal kick. Still 0-0.
Very difficult ball that, John. A straight ball from 40 yards out into the run of Trezeguet. Very hard to pull that pass off, you know, as United try and play out from the back. Aston Villa doing a high press. Can United get out?
United being forced back into the right back position.
Nope.
And Bruno Fernandes plays it across, and McGinn's got away from Pogba, and McGinn nicely to El Ghazi, but El Ghazi's pass to the edge of the area was blocked. Plenty of United defenders there, and then Maguire is able to send it forward with his left foot, and Rashford actually keeps that in. He does keep it in, and then might have been blocked there as well. He's gone down quite easily from the challenge from Courtney Hawes. No free kick, says John Moss, and Villa bring it away from the back. What I do know, Robbie, is I think this is possibly the first commentary that you and I have done together where I've not had you elbowing me in the ribs all the way through the 90 minutes. So every cloud.
To be fair, I've still not forgot about how poor you were. You're better than that, Bruce. Absolutely shocking knowledge from you, John.
Don't. Mind you, we were a team.
Yeah, but you were terrible.
But you were also allowed to get some of the answers right. Here's Bruno Fernandes, lifts the ball forward down the left-hand side. Then it's played forward by Martial, but that's away beyond Greenwood and through for a goal kick. Yeah, I had a bad week of lockdown that week.
Yeah, you were in another quiz on the Saturday,
I was in
weren't
Question
you?
of Sports on
you
the Saturday.
You were poor in that as well.
Oh, well, I thought I did okay.
No, you didn't.
I thought I did okay. we only narrowly lost, me and Phil Tufner.
I think we should let the listeners know after that you're better than that, Bruce. You phoned me up the next day and said, sorry.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is classic Robbie Savage. Right there for you. It's Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Mings stooping and heading the ball forward on the halfway line, and it's deflected out of play on the far side. I hope we do another series of You're Better Than That.
It was good.
It was
really
good fun,
good,
wasn't
it?
Yeah,
it was good.
And in the main, we were a winning combination.
Yes.
That shouldn't be forgotten. Here's Lindelof playing the ball back to Maguire. And then Matic, who's at times dropping very deep. Nemanja Matic. Rashford. And Luke Shaw on the left-hand side, who's on a long run. Luke Shaw of consecutive starts now. The Manchester United left-back started the last 17 in all competitions. Maguire, low pass forward. The ball taken up by Rashford, who's running at the Aston Villa defence. He's got Shaw on his left-hand side, goes infield with his right foot. He has Pogba, middle of the Villa half, and then to Bruno Fernandes, who curls it over the top, but beyond the run of Rashford and through for a goal kick. And is that the drinks break? Gosh, that's gone very quickly.
Yeah, it has. You know, I'm not so sure about the drinks break, John. It's not a warm evening.
But they say it's the wider issue of the players' fitness, is it? As
well,
opposed
they're fit
to
now, John. They're fit now.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're going to be fit. They're going to have it all next season.
Yeah, it's more like 4 quarters now, and you can see now tactically the players will get a talking to. It stops the momentum of the game. I don't know what the analysis are of after the drinks break, how much the team that's on not doing that well performs better, but I'm not having it.
Managers like it though. I mean, Jurgen Klopp said on Sunday, he said he's wanted something like this for 20 years.
Well, it's almost 4 quarters now, John, isn't it? And
it is.
You know, in grassroots football, when we sometimes play 4-20s, you know, the momentum stops in the game, and you just want to carry on. But it's happening, it's here. So,
on the subject of grassroots football, you've been doing some great work in terms of the resumption of grassroots football. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, John, it's, you know, for me, it's I'm involved heavily with grassroots and the mental and physical well-being of all the youngsters around the country, their eagerness to play, you know, competitive grassroots when it's safe to do so. You know, Oliver Dowden's got in contact with me on Twitter today, said we're very, very close. I think we're now just waiting on the FA guidelines for the next phase. So it's very close, John, and it's something that I'm very passionate about for all aspects of grassroots football. So, yeah, John, I'm very happy. Nigel Huddleston, the sports minister, and Damien Collins have been, they've been communicating with me throughout this time, and I think we're very, very close, John. So for one, I'll be extremely happy, but for thousands of youngsters and grassroots players around the country, it can't come soon enough.
Yeah, very, very true. And there'll be a lot of young kids, young footballers and coaches who will, I'm sure, really appreciate what you've been doing. So thumbs up for that. Manchester United losing possession. Trezeguet takes it on. Trezeguet's low shot hits the post. Oh, what a chance for Villa. Trezeguet shaped his body, hit the shot from 22 yards. It looked like De Gea was beaten, but it flicked the bottom of the post, and it's still 0-0.
I tell you what, Samatta made a run to his right, Jack Grealish to his left, and he chose the gap open there. He just drove towards the penalty area, and he just opened his body up on the D, and he tried to guide it in that far corner. I'm not sure if David De Gea would have had it covered, but it glanced the outside of the post. Big chance for Aston Villa, and the cameras went to Dean Smith high up in his position, and he leant back in his seat and head against the headrest. Big chance. Yeah,
we had the substitutes as well. 3 of the Villa subs down in front of us, also hands in the air when it didn't end up in the net. It looked for all the world as though it would. What a chance, not taken. And it's still Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Bournemouth having picked up a point and gone above Aston Villa in the table earlier, and now Greenwood's away from Taylor, and Greenwood playing it through to Martial on the edge of the area. Hawes went with Martial. Martial now gets it back, little ball into the box, double deflection. Fernandes is after that. Challenge comes in on him right on the edge, in fact inside the penalty area. The referee points to the spot. Villa protest, but that challenge on Bruno Fernandes, the challenge coming in from Konza, and it's a penalty to Manchester United.
Do you know what, seeing that from here, John, I think what's happened is that Fernandes has tried to do a Maradona turn, so you put one foot on the ball and you spin with the other, and I think that Fernandes, as he's taken it with his right and then he's trying to spin on it with his left, Konza's there. Has Fernandes gone into Konza, or is it the other way around, John? But that is remember the Zidane term for the listeners. I call it the Maradona term, when you put your one foot on the ball, spin with the other. It's gone to VAR, John. I'm not so sure.
I'm not sure either. But let's see. And The VAR check continues to see whether this will be a penalty. It's Bruno Fernandes who's going to take it, and the decision is a penalty. It's been the VAR have backed up John Moss's decision, and Bruno Fernandes, who won the penalty, is going to take this right-footed, and he sends Reina the wrong way. The ball's in the back of the Aston Villa net, and Manchester United take the lead by 1-0. The penalty coming only seconds after Trezeguet had hit the post at the other end, and instead of Villa being 1-0 up, it's Manchester United who lead 1-0.
Fine margins, John. We said before the game, Villa, it's important Villa take their chances. One from Jack Grealish. You know, they've hit the post, then United score. You know, Dean Smith's got his arms in the air talking to John Moss. You know, for the listeners, John, so a Maradona turn. Remember Zidane? So Zidane, what he would do is, as a player come towards him, he would put his one foot on the ball, spin and roll it with the other. Konsa's gone to ground, but I think the momentum of Fernandes has taken him into Konsa. The thing is, Konsa shouldn't be going to ground there anyway. The referees give it. It wouldn't have been a clear and obvious error, John. So, you know, I understand why it's been given.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's not a clear and obvious. And I guess they could also say that Konsa coming in, Fernandes is trying to evade him and he does land on him.
Yeah, because that is the motion of the Maradona turn.
Yeah.
As I keep saying, you spin on the ball, and he missed. So when he's put his right foot on the ball, as his body turns, he's trying to drag it back with his left. He misses the ball and lands on Konsa, who was on the ground. So yeah, I know why it's been given, John.
Yeah. And Bruno Fernandes, having won the penalty, got up. Another expertly taken penalty. That's 4 penalties now in the 8 goals that he scored for Manchester United, and 4 goals in his now last 3 appearances. And here's Shaw now coming forward for Manchester United, low cross into the penalty area, but Horse comes across and just blocks it behind for a Manchester United corner from the left.
I think United have been awarded about 16 or 17 penalties in all competitions this season, John.
18. They've scored 14 out of 18.
And only one team has missed 5 in a season, is that right?
We say
United have missed 4. One team, I believe, John, has missed 5. I can't remember which team it was.
In the Premier League?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think, well, how many have Manchester City have missed in all competitions this season? It's 5 or 6, I think. Manchester United corner then, which is going to be taken short. It is to Rashford. He gives it back to goalscorer Fernandes, comes square towards Pogba, then back to Rashford. Little ball to Martial inside the box. Manchester United having just taken the lead. Bruno Fernandes' ball into the box is headed away. Diving header by Mings comes out. Manchester United again take up possession. Wan-Bissaka near the right corner of the box. Wan-Bissaka tangling with Trezeguet. How costly that miss that he made, and the ball's cleared away to the halfway line where Matic is underneath it. And Rashford again now. Rashford, Pogba makes himself available. Shaw goes on a run up towards the corner of the penalty area, but the 2 Manchester United players, Rashford and Pogba, and now Matic, just knocking it around. Little triangles over there, 10, 12 yards inside the Aston Villa half. A coolish breeze just blows into our faces here in the front seats in the top tier of the main stand, as McGinn now carries it forward but hits the pass some distance behind El Ghazi, and it just harmlessly bounces out of play for a throw into Manchester United. 1-0 United lead. The
chance for Trezeguet, I wouldn't say it was a great chance, John. I would say, you know, defensively United there, I think it was Lindelof and Maguire just held their position and they made Trezeguet's mind up for him. So, you know, it's a side footer from 20 yards out. He's trying to guide it in the far corner. I wouldn't say it was a great opportunity, but it was an opportunity.
Here's Fernandes, who overhits the pass beyond Mings, and it bounces through to Pepe Reina, who had no chance with the penalty. He's a very efficient penalty taker as well, isn't he, Bruno Fernandes? And the goals that he's brought to Manchester United. And
didn't Rashford take the last one?
He did, yes. He took one on Saturday. Yeah. Rashford himself has scored 7 penalties this season. If any Burnley supporter, if Tony Livesey, or indeed if Sean Dyche is listening and hearing us talking about Manchester United getting 17 penalties in the same season, when Burnley have had, I think, what is it, 1 in a blue moon, I think. Here's Trezeguet. Trezeguet infield towards Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz away from Bruno Fernandes, and then Douglas Luiz's ball to the edge of the area. Grealish was there. Maguire with a challenge. Grealish went down. The ball bounced away. Villa have got it back. Now here's Konsa with a cross, but into the back of Rashford and Manchester United as the ball breaks for them. United break forward with Bruno Fernandes, and Konsa comes across, so instead he goes infield towards Pogba. Lots of movement ahead in the sandy coloured shirts of Manchester United, and now Luke Shaw pulls it back from the dead ball line, and Hawes was in position to block it behind, but I think the ball had maybe gone behind before Shaw pulled it back, so it's a goal kick to Villa.
John McGinn's gone down, John. I was just going to say, when United broke, Marcus Rashford sprinted past John McGinn. I was going to say, do you know what? That's why Villa are struggling, because midfield recovery runs, looking at the way their midfielders there recovered, Douglas Luiz and John McGinn. But now I know why, because John McGinn has gone down. So obviously he's carrying something, because midfield players have to sprint back towards their own goal, and John McGinn didn't get into a sprint. So that is a big worry for Aston Villa.
Just seeing the pictures again of the challenge by Konsa on Fernandes.
Do you think Fernandes stepped on Konsa, John?
Yes, I do.
So do you think there's a penalty?
I have to say, my initial feeling was that on seeing it again, I thought it would be overturned by VAR. Did you think that?
Because it wasn't a clear and obvious error, no. Because Konsa went to ground. Don't know why he went to ground, but it was the motion of the trick by Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. If that trick comes off, it looks great, but he missed the ball when he was spinning on it and then landed on Konsa. So it's a difficult one. It's one which I'm sure social media will be debating.
Oh yeah, there'll be a big debate over that. It's on Match of the Day, by the way. There is a Match of the Day tonight, 10:45, BBC One for this, all tonight's, all the midweek Premier League highlights, and you'll see what we're talking about, and it will provoke debate. That's without question. But I think, Robbie, you're absolutely right. This is how VAR is supposed to be, unless it's a clear and obvious error, and I think that does fall under that umbrella. But listen, we'll no doubt have various former referees coming out tomorrow and saying that it should have been overturned. We'll see. Here's Grealish now through the middle. Strong challenge comes in from Maguire. However, the ball bounces to El Ghazi. Villa now, this could open up for them. The cross headed away at the near post by a diving Maguire. Comes out to McGinn, who seems to have shaken whatever the problem was off, but he is dispossessed by Martial, actually. And now Manchester United break away downfield. Greenwood moving across the side of Douglas Luiz, giving the pass to Martial. Martial now, dangerous, low right foot shot. Reina's able to drop on it quite comfortably.
Yeah, you see how United counter-attack, John. Wan-Bissaka gets forward, so does Shaw, Pogba, Fernandes, the three up front. So much pace in their counter-attacks. We've seen the goal at Brighton, didn't we? Reminiscent of the goal they scored in the Champions League in, was it 2011 at Arsenal? It was Bruno Fernandes with a finish, and the way they counter-attack, they're brilliant.
Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 1. BBC Radio 5 Live. Incidentally, if you prefer the commentary without the artificial crowd noise, you can hear that over on 5 Live Sports Extra. So same commentary, me and Robbie, but without the added crowd noise.
You talk about penalties, John. On the Savage Social, when I interviewed Ian Rush, all those goals he scored for Liverpool, I think it was 346. I don't think there was any penalties in there, John.
Is that right?
Do you think what a great goal scorer Ian Rush was?
Without the penalties. Yeah, I guess those podcasts will all be available on BBC Sounds. There's some really good ones in there, Robbie, I must say. Really interesting interviews. I listened to the Pharrell Williams actually the other day, which amazing. Brilliant story.
Yeah,
amazing story.
Fantastic.
So look out for those. BBC Sounds. And Manchester United bringing the ball forward from the back with Maguire. And now Pogba hits one of those passes cross-field to Rashford, who controlled it. Taylor was quickly in with a challenge, but Wan-Bissaka able to pick up possession again for Manchester United. But those are the moments that just take your breath away sometimes from Pogba. Now Greenwood into possession, running to the edge of the area, shoots low, Reina makes the save. He managed to parry it away, and Taylor was able to get there first and turn and clear it away. But you see there the danger of Greenwood.
So poor. You can see Pepe Reina having to go to Tyrone Mings. Greenwood's allowed to turn. He gets past McGinn, Douglas Luiz. Mings doesn't get out and close him down. you know, it's poor play. You can't let a forward-thinking player get on the half turn 40 yards out, turn, take 4 or 5 touches and get a shot off an edge of the area.
Aston Villa coming forward with the ball on the left-hand side. 1-0 Manchester United lead. Fernandes penalty, and then Grealish is fouled on the halfway line. Villa have a free kick that John Moss is going to pull back, and producer Gary, Robbie, has come up with an answer for most penalties missed by a Premier League side in a season, 5 of them. Liverpool in 2011-12 and Tottenham in 94-95.
Wow. Good job I've done my stats, John, not you.
Both Manchester United and Manchester City have missed 4 this season, or failed to score with 4 in the Premier League. But here come Manchester United. Here is Rashford now, 3 against 3. Rashford up against Mings, into the penalty area. Might have been blocked by Douglas Luiz, but I think the ball had gone. So John Moss says absolutely no penalty. Rashford's had the wind knocked out of him by that, though. The ball bounces away to the left-hand side. Rashford getting to his feet near the penalty spot, holding his chest with his right hand, and still Manchester United in possession. That frightening sight to have Rashford and Martial and Greenwood running at you like that. The United front 3. Rashford's low ball into the penalty area. Actually, I think he might have been going for goal there, but he hit it wide of the near post and behind for a goal kick. Once
again, it's the pace and the direct play from Manchester United. Little step over, he runs into the box, and you know, his touch took him past David Luiz as Douglas Luiz is running back. It is a slight contact, but no penalty.
6 minutes plus added time to go to half-time. Oh, missed clearance by Lindelof, and now Samatta, left side of the box, needs support, chips it back outside the area to Grealish. Grealish then back to Samatta again, onto his right foot. Samatta then tees up McGinn on his left foot, shoots low into the back of the calves of Harry Maguire, who is stationed just inside the penalty area, and the ball bounced away. Again, another one of those half openings for Villa, who actually go back into their own half towards Tyrone Mings, who hits a long pass forward. Samatta trying to touch it off to Douglas Luiz, but Wan-Bissaka has gone with him, and then Wan-Bissaka dives in for the challenge. Might have got the ball, but he certainly caught a bit of Samatta, and it's a free kick to Villa. Yellow card for Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, he doesn't need to make that challenge, Wan-Bissaka there. You know, Samatta's going away from the goal. He's on the stretch. You know, it's a silly challenge. It gives Aston Villa an opportunity with 5 minutes to go, you know, in this first half, to put a good ball into the box. The quality's been poor. Once again, it's Grealish and McGinn standing over it. You would suggest, John, will it be a right footer, that in-swinger? You know, but they've favoured the outswinger, you know, from both sides.
John Moss hasn't paced out the 10 yards yet. I think that for the way that Wan-Bissaka dived in, that was the reason for the yellow card. Free kick then, Grealish to take this. I know there'll be further discussion about the penalty that was won by Manchester United. But here's McGinn's ball into the penalty area, and it bounces off Samatta over a crowd of players. It sort of caught him on the half volley and skewed away behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. So Manchester United leading by 1-0. 2 draws in the earlier Premier League games. Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0. We'll hear from both Eddie Howe and Jose Mourinho. Finished Everton 1, Southampton 1. Another goal for Danny Ings in that match. So that's 19 in the Premier League now for him this season, Danny Ings. And Leeds 5-0 winners against Stoke City in the Championship. Goals from Clich, Costa, Cooper, Hernandez, Bamford. They're nearly there, Leeds.
They need 7 points, John, don't they, from their remaining games to secure promotion back to the Premier League?
Yeah, and they've got Swansea away, Barnsley at home, Derby away, and Charlton at home. Here's Greenwood for Manchester United, cutting in from the right-hand side, but overplayed it and ran into the path of Douglas Luiz, who was able to dispossess the teenager quite easily. Douglas Luiz then passes it away nicely to McGinn. McGinn, Pogba's all over him. McGinn has to be strong here, but he's certainly bulked up during the lockdown, John McGinn, so holds off Pogba and plays it back to Reina, and then up it goes towards Konsa on the halfway line. Konsa is being pressured. McGinn's ball forward, but Maguire steps forward and wins the ball back. Just anticipated it very well, the United captain, but Bruno Fernandes' pass is then intercepted on the edge of the area by Courtney Hawes, and Villa have got it back as they move towards the halfway line. 3.5 minutes of the first half to go. Trezeguet turns away from Wan-Bissaka, but the ball had rolled over the touchline here, just down in front of us. It's a throw into Manchester United. So Bruno Fernandes, scorer of the goal, having won the penalty, was just inside the box. As Robbie Savage has said, he tried one of those sort of Zidane-style rolling, twisting turns, and Konza dived in, and the decision from John Moss was penalty, and it was backed up by the video assistant referee, who was Graham Scott tonight at Stockley Park. Here's Rashford on the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes on the walk, taps the ball in field towards Pogba and Wan-Bissaka, and now United at walking pace, just knocking it around. We say so often that sometimes it feels like these games are like training matches. When you see this, it looks like a training match. United very casual, leading by 1-0, looking to see this out to half-time. The 1-0 lead that they have. The ball being passed around Samatta, back to Lindelof, who has a sprint forward. Lindelof to Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side, and his clip pass forward is cut out by Taylor, and it bounces out of play for a throw-in 10 yards away from the corner flag to our right.
You've mentioned John Matic, who drops in when either Lindelof or Maguire goes forward. He becomes that centre-half. He's doing it ever so well, rewarded with a 3-year contract. Been brilliant, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, fully deserved. And at times he drops in to make a back three and starts the playoff.
And here he is, Matic, Manchester United's number 31. I think you might reasonably have expected that this could have been his final season at Manchester United, but as you say, contracted 2023, and he turns 32 on the 1st of August. But clearly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sees him as an important part of their plans. Here's Pogba playing it infield towards Bruno Fernandes, and now Pogba again, Paul Pogba, yet to score for Manchester United this season, but has missed so much of the campaign, of course. Here's Wan-Bissaka, now to Rashford again. Rashford, 20 goals this season, just like Martial. Bruno Fernandes, now to Rashford again. Manchester United continue to press, and then Wan-Bissaka's low ball into the near post, cleared away by Douglas Luiz. Bruno Fernandes again on the Manchester United right, and then Douglas Luiz coming in with a challenge to plonk it out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. See John Terry and Richard O'Kelly, and another member of the Villa coaching staff, just in discussions. Over to our right, Dean Smith down on the touchline now with half-time just a short distance away. Shaw inside the penalty area, but across comes El Ghazi to take it away from him after he initially controlled it. Clears to Matic. Matic now again to the left-hand side. United with Martial, Bruno Fernandes to Shaw. Shaw now into the penalty area to Martial, back to Shaw. Shaw clips it across, and the header is wide of the top left corner. It seems certain that was going to double Manchester United's lead. Bruno Fernandes holds his head, runs his fingers through his hair. It's a goal kick, so close to 2-0.
Wonderful play from Manchester United. The little triangles, the given goals, and then the ball just stood up from Shaw. It lands in the air, in the middle of the 6-yard box. Bruno Fernandes tries to guide it back where it came from, into that top corner. Hands on his head, inches over. Brilliant from Manchester United.
And we're into added time at the end of the first half. It wasn't 4 minutes of added time we will have, and we're into that now. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 1, and Reina with the ball at his feet, having come back into the team for Anfield at the weekend. And Dean Smith, as I suspected he would, having listened to him after the game at Anfield on Sunday, has stuck with the experienced Pepe Reina. He said that Neeland, the Norwegian, and Wan-Bissaka with a challenge in the back of Trezeguet, which is rather belatedly given as a free kick, because John Moss was waiting to see if any advantage was going to develop for Villa. It didn't, so it's a free kick here. Wan-Bissaka, who has already been booked. We're in the 2nd minute of added time at the end of the first half. Would be a bonus if Villa were able to make something of this free kick, this set piece in added time at the end of the first half. McGinn strikes it high to the far side of the penalty area. It's nodded back across. Konza got his head to it, but so did Maguire as well. And actually, it bounces away out of the penalty area for Martial. And now the ball is played square for Bruno Fernandes by Greenwood. Bruno Fernandes curls it back, looking for Martial, but Reina was able to come and anticipate and grab the ball near the edge of the penalty area.
Devastating counter-attack, just the pass over hit from Bruno Fernandes. 5 and 6 shirts, Manchester United shirts, going forward with pace, dynamic. Just the final ball was poor from Fernandes.
Yeah, you can understand, can't you, with this current run of form, this vein of form that United are in. As Matic goes across, it was a bouncing ball, put in the challenge on Jack Grealish, and Grealish is down again for the umpteenth time in this first half. It's a yellow card for Matic for that, just mistimed it, caught Grealish, who was going to have to climb to his feet again.
Yeah, it's just Matic just caught Jack Grealish around the calf area. It's a definite yellow card, and you've seen John Moss saying 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that was a number of fouls, not by Matic, but by the team in a short space of time. That's why Matic got penalised.
Free kick then. Grealish has picked himself up and dusted himself down, and Grealish takes the free kick deep across the Manchester United penalty area. He was aiming for Mings, but it was over his head, and United are able to allow it to bounce out into the right back position and clear it away downfield. It does make you wonder what Manchester United might be capable of next season. Still got work to do this season, but they've got their eyes on the top four, and Leicester and Chelsea above them, not too far away. United 55 points, Leicester 59, Chelsea on 60. Manchester United with the ball halfway inside their own half. And we are expecting something from the Court of Arbitration for Sport next week, Manchester City, as the ball is played back to De Gea. And De Gea, knowing that El Ghazi wasn't far away, quickly had readjusted and knocked it out for a throw. Villa take the throw quickly. Now the ball on the right-hand side is swung in by El Ghazi. It bounces off Samatta, and Matic is able to clear back in his own penalty area. And actually Manchester United, Martial does so well against Mings and Douglas Luiz, and finds Greenwood, and Greenwood now running at the Villa defence, turns inside Taylor, gives it to his left, it's played across by Martial, and then the shot is belted into the back of the net by Mason Greenwood from the edge of the box. What a finish that is. 2-0 to Manchester United in added time at the end of this first half, and Mason Greenwood scores his 16th goal of this remarkable breakthrough season.
Wow. Credit Martial first and foremost, won the ball off Mings, just inside Manchester United's half, fed Greenwood on the right hand side. He plays the ball back to Martial, goes to shoot, and then 2 touches, and then Greenwood smashes it in that near post. Reina no chance, short back lift, wonderful talent, wonderful player. John, game over. United devastated on the counter attack, 2-0 up at half time. The power in that shot, John, wow.
He just drove his right foot through the ball, with his left foot off the ground.
Brilliant
power. There was never any doubt.
Credit Martial though, John.
Yes,
yes, he won the ball off Tyrone Mings. He
and
come
Luiz,
back.
Yeah.
Brilliant for Manchester United.
Well, they've been threatening to do that, all the way through the half. Whenever Villa have been able to come forward, and whenever they have threatened and had the moments that they've had, and a little bit like Anfield at the weekend, Villa have had moments in the first half, but that threat is always there on the counter-attack. And right at the end of the first half, it came to fruition with that thumping finish from a couple of yards outside of the penalty area on the right foot by Mason Greenwood, the 18-year-old who's now got 4 goals in the space of his last 3 matches, and as I say, 16 this season, 9 in the Premier League. What numbers they are for an 18-year-old. Half-time, Robbie, Manchester United 2-0 up and sailing, coasting.
Yeah, the first one, was it or wasn't it a penalty? John Moss awarded it, VAR backed him up. I can understand why it was given. And then the second one, on the counter attack, Mason Greenwood, what a talent, what a strike, left foot, right foot, that time with his right foot. They deserved the lead, but Villa missed a couple of opportunities, not great opportunities, half chances, but yeah, John, United look very good.
Yes, so as the players just disappear now down the mouth of the tunnel to our left here at Villa Park, half-time score, Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 2.
Yeah, and Dean Smith grimacing as he makes his way towards the tunnel. Robbie, I don't know about Maradona turns. It sounds to me like a roundabout way of describing a dive.
No, Emma, the footballing term for what Fernandes tried to do is a Maradona or a Zidane turn. You know, I remember it as a Maradona turn. You know, a lot of, when you're coaching the kids now, you say do a Zidane turn. So, you put your one foot on the ball, you spin with the other, and you could see that's what he was trying to do. He missed the ball with his left foot on the second part of it, and then Konza was on the ground, and he looked like, to me, he stood on Konza. The thing I would say, why is Konza even diving in there? So, I don't think he's dived at all, to be honest with you, Emma. I think that's a little unfair. Konza's on the ground, and as your motion of spinning and you land on Konza, why is he on the ground?
Well, there's absolute uproar on Twitter at 5Live Sport. Plenty of you getting in touch. Michael says, honestly, I don't think that's a penalty. VAR's been having a shocker recently. Nate says that was never a penalty. The rules need to be looked at. Hannah says Premier League VAR is a farce. How can that be a penalty? John, just explain then, how was that given if it went to VAR, on what basis?
Well, John Moss has seen it as a penalty, and he's seen Konza dive in with the challenge. So the intent from Konza is to put in a challenge. And so Bruno Fernandes, in doing his rolling turn, the way John Moss, I'm imagining, has seen that is that he's evading the challenge that's coming in from Konza. And okay, he's landed on Konza, but it's been seen as the intent of the challenge that has come in from Konza that has resulted in him giving the penalty, and it's been backed up by VAR.
Robbie, what about Villa then? They've not done a huge amount wrong, have they? Do you think they're a bit unlucky to be going in 2 down at the break?
John alluded to in commentary that big chance for Jack Grealish, and the one from Trezeguet which hit the outside of the post. It wasn't a great chance. I thought it was good defending. Maguire and Lindelof held their positions, because if they'd have gone towards Trezeguet, he'd have been able to slip the ball either to Grealish or I think it was Samatta. So good defending, hit the post. But on the counter-attack, Emma, United looked devastating. The front three, the pace, the way they're playing the game as well with the block of 4, the 2 centre-halves and Pogba and Matic dictating play, full-backs pushing high, got attacking opportunities from every angle. It's very difficult to stop at times, and Villa have found that. It's going to be a very long second half, remember.
Well, at the break, it is Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 2. Our commentary team, John Murray, Robbie Savage, will be back for the second half shortly. On the way, we've also got reaction from the 2 earlier kickoffs. That's Bournemouth and Spurs, their goalless draw. And then at Goodison Park, it was Everton 1, Southampton 1. We'll also have a bit of reaction from today's cricket. But now on 5 Live, it is time for the news with Oliver Jones.
On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
More lockdown restrictions are being eased in England. From Saturday, outdoor swimming pools can open, with indoor pools, gyms and other sports facilities reopening 2 weeks later. Beauticians, tattooists, spas and tanning salons can operate again from Monday. Leslie Blair is chair of the British Association of Beauty Therapy.
There is going to be some restrictions to the treatments that can be offered. So to kind of put it very, very basically, any facial treatment is going to be prohibited. So anything that is working on the face area, more or less anything else is going to be allowed.
From tomorrow in Scotland, people will be able to meet other households indoors and in extended groups outdoors. In Wales, it's being announced that all school pupils will be able to return to classes in September. Thousands more jobs are being cut at high street stores. Boots says it's losing 4,000 members of staff. John Lewis says 8 of its stores will close and 1,300 posts are expected to go. Scotland Yard has charged one of its officers with belonging to the far-right terrorist group National Action. 21-year-old Benjamin Hanam was a probationary officer who is also charged with falsifying his application to join the force and 2 offences of possessing images of child sexual abuse. The BBC says it has to scrap free TV licences for many over 75s. From the beginning of next month, only households where someone receives pension credit will still get a free licence. Downing Street says it's the wrong decision. Dame Joan Bakewell is a Labour peer and broadcaster and used to be a government-appointed champion of the elderly.
This is being offloaded on the BBC by the government. The government introduced it as a part of social policy to look after older people. So it was a social policy. They took on the cost of it to benefit the old. Along comes austerity. The government looks round and has to say, how shall we save money? And they say, oh, that's fine. We'll dump this expense on the BBC.
3 men and a 17-year-old boy have been arrested in what's being described as a potentially significant counter-terrorism operation. Raids were carried out in East London and Leicestershire.
5 Live Breakfast.
VAT cuts for the hospitality sector.
£1,000 bonus for every furloughed staff member in the UK kept on until January.
Give 50% off to people dining out in August, Monday to Wednesday. That's across the UK.
And a £2.1 billion kickstart scheme to create more jobs for young people.
Eat out, pay out, hand out, new deal, meal deal. Oh, your reaction, please.
Text. Loads coming through on this. This one with a much shorter tourist season. Still huge areas of the economy unable to open. Another one from Henry, he says, it doesn't benefit me is not the point. They're trying to assist restaurants in having enough footfall to get started and bringing people off furlough.
5 Live Breakfast. Back tomorrow from 6. This is 5 Live Sport.
So at the break, Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 2. Won't be long until we're back there at Villa Park for the second half. But first, let's get some reaction to our first commentary this evening. It finished Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0. Not the result either side particularly wanted. Bournemouth stay in the relegation zone, 3 points from safety. They did have the ball in the net twice in that match. Once ruled out for handball, the other for an offside decision. Let's hear from the manager, Eddie Howe. He's been speaking to Simon Brotherton.
That must have been a pretty tough one to take right at the end of the 90 minutes there. You were very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the beauty or not of VAR. Unfortunately for us, it looked, you know, when Callum hits it, I thought it looked like a good goal, but then of course you're waiting, and when there's a lull in proceedings, you're fearing the worst, and yeah, and unfortunately it looks like it's hit Josh King's arm. Your
players pressed on well immediately after that, and very soon afterwards created another excellent chance for Harry Wilson.
Yeah, we did. It was a good opportunity, and I think their goalkeeper's done very well to save Harry's opportunity. I did think we looked a threat, albeit we had to defend very, very well today. I thought Tottenham naturally had quite a bit of ball, and our midfield shape, our defenders were very good. The criticisms that were labelled us against Manchester United were put right tonight, and it showed again that we can defend, and we can defend very well, and we needed to, because Harry Kane and Son, who comes on, they're top players, so I thought we dealt with them very well.
It's tough though, isn't it? You must have very mixed emotions, because you'll be encouraged in many ways by what you saw from the way your team played, and the fact that you did nearly win the game, but you just need to get over the line in these matches now, don't you? And you need to do it quickly, because you haven't got many left.
No, we haven't got many left, and we're well aware that with every game that goes by, it's a missed opportunity, but I think the important thing tonight was we stopped the losing run. That was absolutely vital. It's edged us a little bit closer to the teams above us. It gives us heart and confidence that we're still in the fight, and I think we answer that question to the outside world as well, that we're still here.
So Eddie Howe then feels there are some positives to be taken. Likewise, a number of Bournemouth fans feel the same. Amy says this is how we should have played all the games since lockdown. We've showed fight, passion and proved we care about staying up. Peter said a really improved performance. We defended well and created chances. It isn't over yet. Frankie, Bournemouth left it far too late, but so much better today. Well, what about Spurs? They are now 9th, level on points with Burnley, but their hopes of qualifying for Europe are disappearing fast. Here's Jose Mourinho with Andy Gillies, who asked him about one of the key moments, a push on Harry Kane in the penalty box early on that wasn't given.
Well, there was clearly an appeal for a penalty, and clearly I suspect you're unhappy about the decision.
Of course.
Why is that?
Because it's a penalty. You just told me. You just told me that it's a penalty. You don't want me to be upset with that, you know. Simple.
But VAR played a part in the game in your favour later on as well.
It's not VAR. It's the referee in charge of the VAR. Don't blame the VAR. It's the person that is in front of the screen, and is the person that takes the decisions. It's not a machine.
So you're not unhappy about the system, you're unhappy about the way it's being implemented?
I'm unhappy with many things in relation to that, but I don't want to speak much.
Michael Oliver was the VAR referee tonight, and he was involved in your previous game. He's involved in your next game as well.
About the next game I cannot speak, and I will not speak, because the rules don't allow me to speak, and I don't speak one word. Against Sheffield United was an incredible decision, and tonight another one.
Frustration about that, but frustration about the fact that you weren't able to break Bournemouth down?
Of course, of course. But when you play against a team that is very defensive and is really trying to play for a point, you have a big occasion to break them. You have a big occasion in the beginning of the game to score a goal and to be in front. And of course, the game would be totally different. But if you ask me, am I frustrated with the remaining minutes of the game? Yeah, I'm a bit, yeah.
Is that about the performance of your players?
My team. I belong to the team. My team, not my players. My team. I think if we play with the intensity that we did in the last 20-25 minutes, I think sooner or later they would break.
The other 6 o'clock kick-off in the Premier League at Goodison Park finished Everton 1, Southampton 1. Richarlison cancelling out Danny Ings' opening goal in that game. James Ward-Prowse missing a penalty for the visitors. So let's get some reaction first from the Southampton manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl.
I wanted to see a team that is not leaning back after winning against a big team and immediately try to push hard. And I think we had a fantastic start in this game. Even the penalty, we didn't score, but that didn't matter. It was didn't have the feeling that we think about that and then struggle a little bit now. We're so positive in moments, so convinced about what we're doing, and that you can feel it in every moment of the game. And the result is a very good performance, to be honest. With the ball, against the ball, we were very dominated here in Everton to play like this. It's not so surprising that we are like this.
Just a reminder that there will be highlights of all 3 of tonight's Premier League games on Match of the Day this evening. That's on at 10:45 on BBC One. Just enough time to get some reaction from today's cricket as well. The West Indies closed on 57 for 1 in reply to England's 204. Jason Holder took 6 for 42 for the visitors. Ben Stokes top scored for England with 43. Mark Wood has been speaking to Ellie Oldroyd.
Was slightly disappointed, if I'm honest. I think they bowled really well, and you've got to give them credit for that. But I think when we outlined this first game in the summer, I'm sure 204 wasn't on the radar. We would have liked a few more, maybe 250, 300, but they bowled well, and you've got to give them credit and say well done, West Indies.
I'm not expecting you necessarily to say yes to this, bearing in mind you're a bowler, but is it harder for batsmen, do you think, when they haven't had the chance to put the hours in that you've had in the nets?
Yeah, well, it has been tricky for the batters. I think the nets here have been a little bit spicy at times, so to get that match rhythm, I think as a bowler you get 6 chances, don't you, to in an over to put things right if you don't quite get it where you want. As a batter you only get 1 chance, and unfortunately it'll take maybe a couple of innings, one good shot or something like that, and they'll be flying. So there was some Stokes and Butler looked positive, and that was going well, and then of course the momentum changed again, so we've got a chance to do that tomorrow.
You can download Aggers and Vaughan on the TMS podcast or watch the day's highlights on the BBC iPlayer. TMS will be back at 10:15 tomorrow morning on 5 Live Sports Extra. Right, let's turn our attention then back to tonight's football. Big half ahead at Villa Park for Aston Villa. They trail Manchester United by 2-0. I think that's John Murray's heartbeat I can hear again in anticipation for the second half.
Slower than that.
You're next to Robbie Savage. Robbie, it was a really difficult time to concede a second goal, wasn't it, for Villa? Can you see them finding a way back into this one?
I think it's going to be very difficult, Emma. I've just, after you saying about the penalty award, social media is very split by Emma. A lot of people saying it wasn't, a lot of people saying you can understand why it was given. I think where people are, when you freeze frame the instance where Fernandes steps on Konza, that's why people saying it shouldn't be a penalty, because Fernandes instigated the contact. So it is a debate. I understand why John must give it, Emma.
All right, you two. Well, take it away then for the second 45. Alongside Robbie Savage is John Murray.
Yes, and as Robbie said at the time, I think the key thing is whether it was a clear and obvious error. And it's interesting, Robbie, you should say that there is a split of opinion, which speaks for itself. Anyway, the penalty was given. It was backed up by VAR. Bruno Fernandes scored it. Mason Greenwood with a thumping goal right at the end of the first half. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 2. No substitutions at half-time. John Moss is ready and waiting for the second half to begin, and has a little look. There's his whistle, and Aston Villa get the second half underway in the claret and blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks against Manchester United in their sandy coloured away shirts. black shorts and black socks, and Aston Villa with Samatta down the right-hand side, winning a throw-in off Lindelof. He's going to leave that for Villa to take the throw. I'll run you through the sides in a moment or two, but Villa with El Ghazi, they could certainly do with a goal early in the second half. Villa, who had a couple of opportunities when the score was 0-0, but didn't take them, weren't able to take them, and Manchester United did take theirs. And so United very much in the driving seat here, and United winning the ball back. So these are the teams: Villa with Reina in goal, a back four of Konsa, Hawes, Mings and Taylor. In midfield, McGinn, Douglas Luiz and Jack Grealish, and then Anwar El Ghazi and Trezeguet, the wide players, with Ali Samatta through the middle. Davis among the substitutes. Dean Smith making just the one change from the weekend. Manchester United were unchanged, the same team for a fourth consecutive Premier League match. And here they are attacking with Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side, and a stretch by Konsa, who wasn't quite sure where Rashford was and was able to hook it out for a throw-in to the visitors, just down to our left, who have De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw as their back four, Pogba, Matic and Bruno Fernandes in the middle, and then the front line of Mason Greenwood, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. And here is Marcus Rashford. Ball bounces away from him, might have got a shove in the back from Douglas Luiz, but kept his feet, and Manchester United win the ball back as well, with Pogba, who runs into trouble. Grealish putting in the challenge, and Trezeguet, but Villa still with it halfway inside their own half, and in the end the ball is deflected offshore for a throw-in to Aston Villa. So 2 minutes played in the second half. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 2. It is the proverbial mountain to climb, Robbie, for Aston Villa.
And it looks like you're going mountain climbing after.
Yes, I'll guide you up there. Just need a rope to tie us together. Douglas Luiz, ball over the top down the left-hand side. This is for Trezeguet to chase. Wan-Bissaka goes with him. Trezeguet. The reason for that comment is that it's quite a cool night, so I've got a woolly hat on. I've got my cagoule on as well. Ball played in from the left-hand side for Villa, but over the top of Samatta, and it bounces through for a goal kick.
I think it was the map that fell at the top pocket and gave it away. Going back to Emma's question at half-time, what can Aston Villa do? I think they've got to try and get Jack Grealish on the ball. You're looking at Jack Grealish in this Villa side. He's such an influence, and I've got to say he's not been in the game at all tonight, and he is linked heavily with Manchester United. We've seen him score, didn't we, John, at Old Trafford, a wonderful goal. Looking at would he get into this current Manchester United side, and on the basis of tonight, you'd probably say no. You're looking at the forward players they've got, but if Villa do go down, I would expect Jack Grealish to go back in the Premier League with somebody.
Yeah, here's Matic in the centre circle. Manchester United threatening again. Rashford running at Konsa, then turns, gives it back to Matic, who's on his left foot, and Villa have been able to get bodies back behind the ball. And then Shaw, though, plays it through for Rashford on the left-hand side. Rashford beats his man, plays it into the back post, and it's headed wide by the arriving Wan-Bissaka, who has never scored, and he won't have had too many better opportunities than that. He headed it down and wide of the post as he arrived.
It's brilliant from Marcus Rashford, on the edge of the box, driving in, does a little Cruyff turn, sends the defender sliding into the gravel, and then flicks it up to the back post, where Wan-Bissaka makes a great run, diving header. We thought it was in, John. You can hear, I'm sure the listeners could hear some of the shouts that the United bench thought it was a goal, but it was agonisingly wide. But great play from United. Never scored a senior goal, didn't score for Palace, yet to score for Manchester United. What a chance that was to open the account. It was quite an achievement to head it wide from the position that he was in. But it's great desire though, John, to get in that back post. He will score, I'm sure, at some stage, but not yet. Here's Martial, now to Rashford on the left-hand side. Manchester United 2-0 up. BBC Radio 5 live from Villa Park behind closed doors. Floodlights brightly on. And here is Martial. Martial just knocking the ball square to Bruno Fernandes, who looks up and then passes the ball into the back of McGinn, who jumped in front of him. And the ball bounces down for the Villa man. Scotland international, to play it up towards Trezeguet, who then runs into Matic and then fouls Matic, Trezeguet, and it's a free kick to Manchester United in the centre circle. United take the free kick quickly. The bearded
Bruno Fernandes, who gets the ball back and then plays it back to the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes, as well as the 8 that he scored for Manchester United now, did score 15 goals for Sporting before his transfer in January. As Rashford sends a ball through into the penalty area, a low pass to Martial, who tries to backheel it back to Rashford. It was intercepted. Mings was there, and then Douglas Luiz concedes a cheap corner, just knocked it away. He was trying to roll it back into his right back position. Dean Smith, I think you can hear shouting to our right as his team have conceded this corner. Bruno Fernandes is going to take this. Just rolls the ball back very, very casually onto the corner of the quadrant. So Manchester United with this corner from the left-hand side. A right-footed corner that is hoisted high, and Reina can come and catch that quite comfortably on the corner of his 6-yard box, and then over-armour ball out towards Grealish, who's up against Lindelof, and not a lot of contact, and Grealish goes down and wins the free kick. And Lindelof puts a little arm around his shoulder and then drops the ball for Villa to take this free kick over on the halfway line near the Welcome to Villa Park hoarding over the other side of the pitch in the middle, the lower tier of the Doug Ellis stand. Free kick taken short. The ball is high out towards the right-hand side. El Ghazi plays it back, but Rashford is all over Konza and then is pulled back, and that's going to be a yellow card for Konza.
Yeah, good play from Rashford. Anticipated the ball back, flicks over Konza's head, gets the wrong side of him, and he's taking a yellow card for his side there, Konza. Rashford would have been away down this left-hand side.
That's Robbie Savage with us, Premier League midfielder, Wales international. First time we've done a game, Robbie, since football resumed. I was wondering how long it was going to take, and then finally, here we are. I thought you'd maybe had some issues getting a haircut or something. Here's Matic running the ball up towards the halfway line, plays it back to Maguire. Who's been looking after the locks?
It's just grown, John, just grown.
That's it?
Yeah.
Didn't let anyone near it?
No.
Here's Rashford. Rashford now playing it square towards Pogba. Pogba then curls it low to the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka back to Greenwood, who's already on the score sheet again tonight. Greenwood. Pogba then lifts a pass over the top. Greenwood on the chase, but Trezeguet's gone with him and done enough to block it behind for a goal kick. So still 2-0 to Manchester United.
They are brave in the final third, Manchester United. They leave 2 against 1. They leave Lindelof and Maguire against Samatta. Pogba, Matic pushing up, full-back pushing high. Very impressive, and as you said, John, this win, if they do get the win, which I think they will, 1 point behind Leicester, that game on the final day of the season at the King Power could be so important for Champions League football.
Yeah, and remember, there was a chasm between them at one stage. Here come Villa though, Grealish then to the left-hand side. Trezeguet, there are Villa players arriving. Back it goes to McGinn, who swirls it in, but straight, more or less, at De Gea, who's able to clutch the ball into his chest and drop forward.
It's a shot on target. Bit more positive, but United in full control. You just feel like now, John, with this Manchester United side, if the opposition score, they've got another gear to go into.
Yeah, most definitely. 2-0 Manchester United lead, and it's an interesting possibility about, we'll see what they're capable of this season in terms of where they finish, but what they might be able to do next season, I'm not sure. We'll see whether there are going to be additions, and obviously, as we've discussed, Grealish. But Jack Grealish, if Villa go down, if Grealish moves, he's got to be a regular starter, hasn't he? 24 years old, wherever he goes. Maguire playing the ball out towards the far side. Greenwood challenged by Taylor, and the ball drops out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United over there. If he moves, he's got to start.
Yeah, you would suggest, but I don't think he would walk into this Manchester United side the way they're playing. The emergence of Greenwood, was it 16 goals now? Obviously reports, linked heavily with Jadon Sancho. But the emergence of Greenwood, his play for this side with Martial as the centre forward. We'd wondered, would it be Rashford as a centre forward? But Martial seems to have, nailed down that position. Greenwood on the right. You got James as a wide player as well. You got Mata, so they've got so many options.
Good play by Pogba to go through a couple of challenges and come out with the ball. Gives it to Bruno Fernandes, and then Matic. Everything really, it feels Matic has really made this performance tick tonight. Everything coming back to him, and here's Pogba now just outside the box. Pogba to Rashford to his left corner of the box, onto his right foot, shoots low, it's deflected in. I think the offside flag is up, the ball is in the net, but it was clearly deflected in by Pogba, who was in front of the goalkeeper Reina, and blatantly in an offside position, and actually the shot from Rashford hit him on the way past Reina.
Yeah, Pogba was trying to get out of the way, wasn't he? He made a run, he didn't get the ball, then he just stopped, and as Rashford fired it in, Pogba was standing in front of Reina, and he tried to get out of the way, and that ball hit him on the back, went into the net, but correct decision.
Yeah, I think even if he had got out of the way, it would have been ruled out for offside, because he was blatantly right in front of Reina. It was a very odd one, actually. So it's still Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 2. Rashford again into the area. Martial now from the angle. The challenge is there. Reina comes out, and the ball is deflected wide for a corner to Manchester United. Taylor went with Martial, did well actually, and Reina coming out as well. Corner to United.
And very well, wrong position initially, Taylor, but I tell you what a challenge. He was the wrong side, he didn't get back quick enough. Then his recovery run and the tackle, last ditch, wonderful. On the corner of the 6-yard box, just thought Martial was going to flick it over Reina. Good tackle.
Yeah. Corner then, Bruno Fernandes to take this, just backs away, right arm raised, plays it out to the edge of the box. Pogba is there, takes a couple of touches, then shoots low and in. And Paul Pogba has finally scored his first goal of the season for Manchester United, and very delicately finished with his right instep from outside of the area, curled it low into the bottom corner. And on July the 9th, Paul Pogba scores his first goal of the season, and it's Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3.
Wow, it's shocking defending, I've got to say, from Aston Villa. Jack Grealish turns his back on the edge of the box. You know, Pepe Reina would have been unsighted. You know, in a relegation fight, you've got to throw yourself in front of things, not turn your back. And Pogba just opens his body, guides it into that far corner. Fernandes to Pogba, goal. How many times are we going to hear that going forward for Manchester United? Both on the score sheet tonight. Absolutely brilliant play, great finish, but you've got to say Jack Grealish turning your back there. You've got to throw yourself in front of things.
Yeah, I mean, Pogba had it, also took two touches, not one touch on the edge of the area, and still had time to pick his spot. John McGinn is off. And El Ghazi. So Keenan Davis is on, and Conor Hourihane.
You've got to say as well, John, in this form, you know, if United do not get in the Champions League place, you've got them at this form. You've got to say they've got a great chance of winning the Europa League.
Well, yes, certainly, and obviously still going in the FA Cup as well. Got Chelsea to play in the semi-finals at Wembley the weekend after next. Manchester United on the search for more goals here, though, in the Premier League. Pogba carrying the ball to the edge of the area, and in the end, actually the challenge came in and it bounces away. And here is the newly arrived Keenan Davis. It was a triple substitution. Nakamba has come on as well for Aston Villa. So Samatta, McGinn and El Ghazi are off, and Davis, Nakamba and Hourihane have come on. And Aston Villa, here is Hourihane, but he can't get there on the edge of the area. Wan-Bissaka got there first, and Matic comes away with the ball. So Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3. He likes to make a multiple substitution, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, doesn't he, with the now permitted 5 substitutes that looks as though we're going to see them all the way during the course of next season as well. I'm not sure about that either.
No, me, John, I disagree with that, because I would say it does favour, you know, the teams with better players, bigger squads. I don't think it should carry on next year, John.
No, I agree. Rashford, although I'm biased, and as a commentator, I don't like 5 substitutes per side. I do think it disrupts the game in many occasions. Here is Douglas Luiz, but the more important point is, you're right, I think it does favour the bigger clubs. Here is Bruno Fernandes, edge of the air, into Martial, left side of the box, and he hits the crossbar. Well, I thought he buried that with his left foot, but it hit the underside of the crossbar and bounced away and out of play for a Villa throw.
Brilliant. The weight of the pass into Martial, his take on his right foot onto his left, and he smashes it. It's Fernandes again with a wonderful pass. He comes off the underside of the bar. Brilliant from United. How many times have we said that, John, tonight? You know, Villa are poor, let's be fair, but sometimes you're playing what's in front of you, in the movement, the pace, how dynamic they are. You know, taking risks in the final third. And Villa can't cope.
No, they can't. And Manchester United are winning 3-0, going on possibly quite a lot more. And this is now, 14 goals they've scored in their last 4 Premier League matches. So 3-0 today, 5-2 against Bournemouth, 3-0 against Brighton, 3-0 against Sheffield United. That's quite a devastating run of form, showing real hunger. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer watching on there, Michael Carrick to his left, just looking like what I'm sure he is a very satisfied man.
It will be interesting, John, next season, if they can recruit well, and if they do recruit 2-3 players who would go into this side, can they challenge? I honestly believe they can. Manchester City, for me, it's between 4 teams next year. I'd rule Arsenal and Spurs out. Chelsea, I think, will be good. City, Liverpool, United. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think it's easy to get lulled in by a run of form like this, but the blend does look good for Manchester United. Here's Grealish playing it to Konza. Konza gets underneath the cross to the back post. Hourihane nods it back across, but straight into the arms of De Gea, who's able to run it out for the back and underarm it out to Luke Shaw. There's a Villa player who's still down inside the penalty area, and Manchester United just knock it out near the halfway line.
It's Jack Grealish, isn't it, John?
It is,
just holding his ankle.
Yeah, which was he has been down on regular occasions. He's taken quite a lot of heavy treatment from Manchester United, and he's actually just remonstrating to John Moss, who walks across, and it's that left ankle again, which seemed to be causing him problems at the weekend as well. Although Dean Smith said after the match at Anfield that his strapping was just too tight. But he does seem to have a problem. Do you see anything in there? Just watching the replay again. It's gone down in the 6-yard box. Grealish is going to receive some treatment, so we've got an impromptu drinks break going on. Might have 2 drinks breaks in the same half. Grealish has received treatment and is being taken away. Is this going to be a drinks break or not? Grealish is still walking across the corner of the pitch on the far side. Going to see another couple of Manchester United changes as well. McTominay and Brandon Williams are going to come on. Villa take the throw and then give the ball back to De Gea. And Grealish is back onto the field. So Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3. Bruno Fernandes with the penalty, which you'll be able to see on Match of the Day tonight. Quite a lot of discussion about whether it should have been backed up by VAR or whether it shouldn't. John Moss gave it, and fourth official, VAR official rather, Graham Scott, agreed and said to stick with the decision. Bruno Fernandes scored it. Mason Greenwood, a thumping goal just before half-time, and Paul Pogba scoring for the first time for Manchester United this season from a corner. Here's Shaw, back to Maguire. Maguire to Paul Pogba. Pogba turns, finds Lindelof, and then out to Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. Pogba scoring his first goal. This is his 10th start for Manchester United in all competitions, and he's come on as a substitute in another 4. Martial on the edge of the area. His ball across takes a deflection, and it is caught, little juggle, by Reina underneath the crossbar, but under no pressure, and he took it quite comfortably.
Some of Pogba's passing, John, has been brilliant. The way he drives the ball. That game at Spurs, John, when he hit that amazing pass, you know, his range of passing is absolutely sensational at times.
Yeah, on his game, there aren't many better passers. Here's Hourihane Now to Grealish, left-hand side. Grealish against Wan-Bissaka. Comes onto the inside, shoots right across the face of goal. It dips beyond the far post. It's a goal kick. And we'll see the first two Manchester United changes. McTominay and young Brandon Williams coming on. And Wan-Bissaka is going to make way. And the other Manchester United player who's coming off, it looks like Matic, who's walking over in this direction. It is, so straight swaps. I think he's been to the Barbers, McTominay, since they opened last weekend. And young Brandon Williams is on as well, so little fist bumps all around for Wan-Bissaka.
Have you been to Barbers, John?
I've been to the Barbers, and it was delightful. I very much enjoyed it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, look, Robbie, is just having a laugh with Wan-Bissaka down there. I think that might have been a case of how did you not score when you had that header, and then they disappear underneath the roof of the Manchester United dugout. Yes, I was talking to the barber and asked him how things had gone. He said they had a queue of 21 at 8 o'clock last Saturday morning outside the Barbers, and they all waited.
Now looking at it, that's probably one of your last haircuts, isn't it?
Very good. Yes. Here's Konza playing the ball back towards the edge of the Villa penalty area, and then Courtney Hawes. So Villa are going to have to do it in the remaining 4 matches left that they've got. Time very much running out. And as I say, I suspect they're going to need to pick up at least a couple of wins from those matches. Villa still in possession inside their own half. Hawes goes for a long left-footed pass out towards Grealish on the left-hand side. Grealish being forced away by Williams, takes him all the way back towards the halfway line. Grealish determined to turn, which he does, up against Williams, who still goes with him, and then Grealish does make the little pass back into his own half to Mings.
From Villa's perspective, John, you just want, from their point of view, to be in touch with West Ham on that final day. You know, if they can be within 2 points of West Ham, or give themselves an opportunity to stay up going into that last game.
Yep, that's the thing. West Ham away is Aston Villa's final match. Before then, Crystal Palace at home on Sunday. That's a 5 Live commentary match, incidentally, 2:15 Sunday afternoon. One of our 4 Premier League commentaries on Sunday. And then Villa go away to Everton, at home to Arsenal, and then it's away to West Ham. And they've got 27 points. Bournemouth have now got 28 after their draw earlier against Tottenham. And Manchester United just knocking the ball around inside the Villa half. Greenwood playing it up to Bruno Fernandes. And then Shaw, and then Greenwood back to Bruno Fernandes, who tried to go with the pass with the outside of his right foot from the left-hand side, looking for Rashford, but actually miscued it, and Reina was able to collect.
Brilliant player, though, John. We keep saying it. You know, the triangles, the one-touch football, the pass and move, looking forward. That's the difference between this team since Bruno Fernandes has come in. Players want to look forward. They want to pass the ball forward. People know they can make runs forward, and they'll be found. You know, under previous managers, we've seen side-to-side, slow football, nobody taking risks. But this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer side, when he got the job on the interim basis, John, we've seen him go on a fantastic run. Then it dipped. Now, you know, as the drinks break comes in the second half, they've been, you know, wonderful.
Yeah, he memorably won his first 8 matches as the Manchester United manager. Lost only one of the first 17 in all competitions, but then lost 8 of the last 12 of last season. But now it's going to be another unbeaten run. This is going to be 17 matches. They're winning 3-0 at the drinks break in the second half. And Dean Smith just out there with John Terry, 1 or 2 instructions. But this game's gone. It's going to go to the remaining 4 matches. And just out of interest, you know, in terms of how many points to stay up, as I say, Villa have got 27 points at the moment, 4 matches to play. In the last 10 seasons, you've needed, and this is in order, going from last season back, you've needed 35 points would have kept you up, 34, 35, 38, 36, 34, 37, 40, and actually 31 10 seasons ago would have kept you up. But that is why it's probably going to be, you're probably going to need 33-34. So there's the drinks break. No further. Oh yes, there is. There's going to be one more substitution, and Fred is going to come on. Let's not forget that he's part of the scene with Manchester United and has had a very reasonable season, actually. Manchester United's number 17, and Bruno Fernandes is going to be rested.
Brilliant. Once again, Bruno Fernandes scored the penalty. The big debate, was it? It was given by John Moss, backed up by VAR. He put it away so well. Sets up Pogba for his goal. Another great performance from Bruno Fernandes. Huge difference, John. That'll be 24 points from the 10 games in the Premier League, which, you know, Bruno Fernandes has taken part in. I think he's had a, you know, is it probably the best impact on any club, you know, in his opening 10 Premier League games? I can't think of an impact like it, you know. Can you?
No, and I covered his first match, and right from the start, in the first half of that match, you know, he took up there, as they say, he hit the ground running, and he's been able to build on that. You know, his assists, he'll get another assist, won't he, tonight, for the corner, for the Pogba goal. So that'll be, what is it, that's 6 assists in the Premier League. He's now scored 8 goals in all competitions, and you know, what a start. Manchester United, here is Fred, little pass towards Shaw. This is in the Villa defensive third. Rashford then rolling the ball back to Fred again, but McTominay is now alongside him in central midfield. Talk about the Europa League. Manchester United will find out the route through the Europa League in the morning when the draws are made. Here's Rashford just outside of the penalty area. Rashford just rolling his foot over the ball, giving it back to Pogba. And then Fred, middle of the Villa half, chips the ball out to Williams on the right-hand side. Williams cross, he's hit that. It bounces down at the back post. Konsa only half clears it away, bounces back into the area. Pogba works it across, but straight into the path of Mings, who's able to step forward. Finds Luke Shaw in front of him. Villa struggling to get it away, but they do in the end, up towards Davis. And Davis holding the ball but under severe pressure. Nakamba receives it from Davis, and Villa did well actually to work it out towards Grealish on the left hand side, and then the pass from Grealish straight off the pitch. He holds his head, apologises to Hourahan, and it's a throw into Manchester United. So 3-0 Manchester United lead, and we've got less than 20 minutes to play. Yeah, the draw is going to be made tomorrow for the Champions League and the Europa League for the remainder of those tournaments. So all of the teams still involved will be able to plot a way through that. Of course, the final tournament's taking place in Portugal and in Germany. So we'll have news of that late morning, after midday on 5 Live tomorrow. The Football Daily podcast will be out in the morning. There's a EuroLeagues podcast out as well. And Test Match Special is back on air in the morning as well. West Indies 57-1 in their first innings after England were all out for 204. I think the weather is going to be a little bit better, so BBC Sounds, digital radio, Radio 4198 longwave for that in the morning from Southampton. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3 here in the Premier League at Villa Park under dark skies. It's dry at the moment, but quite a cool evening and a very comfortable evening for Manchester United. Villa had the early chances, Grealish with his volley wide, Trezeguet who was through, had a shot from the edge of the area that clipped a post, and just a few seconds later Manchester United won there. I think we can call it a controversial penalty, Robbie, but it was a penalty, and from there was no looking back as Lindelof puts in a challenge over there on the far side, and it's a throw in for Villa halfway inside the Manchester United half. 15 minutes to play, and Taylor wins another throw in off Scott McTominay. Taylor looking for Hourahan. Keenan Davis is there as well. The throw down the line though instead towards Grealish, who just quite simply has not been able to have enough influence on the game, Grealish, this evening. De Gea clearing it downfield. Here's Martial, juggles the ball, nice. Left foot, right foot, plays it into the space for Shaw. Shaw now, first time pass to Rashford. Hawes comes across. Rashford on his right foot, looking for a flick, and he does flick it to Shaw. And Shaw, looking for the pullback, sees it blocked by Konsa, and it's a corner.
Brilliant football, John. Brilliant football. You know, the tricks, the flicks, standing on the ball, rollovers, Cruyff flicks, everything, you know. And the fullbacks, Wan-Bissaka missed that opportunity. Shaw, you know, gets down the outside of Rashford. Great pace, the way to pass, brilliant. You know, good defender at the near post.
Just, I was hoping they were going to show now a little screen and a replay of that Rashford pass again, but they haven't done that. But Rashford himself is going to take the corner, and we're going to see another Manchester United double change in a moment or two. But Rashford takes the corner, and it's headed away on the edge of the box by Hawes. Rashford took that corner like he hits a free kick. It dipped into the penalty area with whip and with pace, and Hawes was underneath it. And Trezeguet has a little kick out at Shaw just in front of us here after Shaw put in the challenge. You know, Villa are going to need all hands on deck for these remaining 4 games. You don't want one of your players getting sent off for something absolutely ridiculous like that. It was only a tiny little kick, but he has to be careful. Here's Shaw playing the ball back to Lindelof, and Lindelof now in the centre circle. He's going to go off on a little run and uses Greenwood, and now here is Williams on the right hand side. Pogba right side of the box. His cross deflected initially and then cleared away by Mings, who got right underneath that. So McTominay is able to get the ball down. His ankles heavily strapped with the white strapping on his black socks, and Lindelof looks up, sends a high pass out towards the left hand side here. Shaw chests it down. Rashford sees Trezeguet coming and just pops it away to Fred before Trezeguet bounces into him. And then Maguire on the halfway line in his two-tone yellow and orange boots plays it back to Fred. Martial comes very deep, followed all the way there by Hawes. And actually Manchester United are forced to play all the way back to De Gea in the goal in front of the almost deserted Holt end, which stretches away high up towards the rafters of that famous stand. United with Williams playing it right back since coming on. Brandon Williams, misplaced pass. Villa with the ball on the halfway line. I suppose the other thing that Villa have got to think about a little bit is the goal difference.
I think they're minus 27 now, John.
Yeah, just having a look at that as Rashford takes it round the outside of Taylor and is nudged over, so it's a free kick to Manchester United. Martial is going to make way. Ighalo will come on to replace him, Odion Ighalo, and the other change will see Greenwood replaced by Daniel James. Another fine goal by Greenwood tonight, Robbie.
Yeah, brilliant, John. Short back lift, right foot, smashed it in. Another wonderful performance. 16 goals for the season. What an impact he has made for this football club. Never in doubt for me, John, watching him through the youth. Set up, you know, one of the most talked about youngsters at Manchester United then, and he's produced it in the first team. Credit to all the academy staff as well, John, the way they, you know, help these young players, given the opportunity. Brilliant performance once again from him and Martial.
Martial just getting a little pat on the back from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And what is it about Greenwood that they all were?
His finishing, John. His finishing and his work rate, his desire, his ability on one-on-one situations. You know, we've seen it in the Premier League. I've seen it at youth teams where he could go past a player on his left or right, and he's done it, you know, on the biggest stage of all, a number of times.
Here's James into the area on the left-hand side, swings the ball across looking for the run of Rashford, but just too much pace on it, curled away and beyond Rashford and behind for a goal kick.
You just knew, John, in the youth teams when he was playing, that in a one-on-one situation he would 9 times out of 10 go past his defender and then get a shot on target, whether it be his left foot or right foot, and probably 6 times out of 10 he would find the corner. So, you know, brilliant talent, and the big thing is, can you do it, you know, in the first team? And he has certainly done it
as an 18-year-old.
Yeah, incredible, John.
Yeah. So this is his 20th start this season, 22 as a sub. So 42 appearances, 16 goals, 9 now in the Premier League, and you know, he now is a first choice player for Manchester United. United with Maguire at the back. All credit to Villa, you know, they are They are continuing to press Manchester United, but United playing around them, and James, who started on the left-hand side, carrying the ball forward, and then has his heels clipped by Nakamba and is sent absolutely sprawling just outside the D. Yellow card for Nakamba, free kick to Manchester United.
Yeah, Nakamba just caught James there on the left-hand side, drives in towards the D in the penalty area. He was running back towards his own goal, Nakamba caught James. It's going to be a free kick now. Pogba. Will it be Rashford? We've seen Rashford smash winning at Stamford Bridge this season. A lot of them go over the bar, but the one he does get on target, you know, that one was unbelievable technique. We've seen Pogba. Or will it be Fred?
Rashford fancies it, certainly. And it's a great position. This is very central. Probably 5 strides outside the D. The Villa wall is a couple of yards inside the box. And Rashford is getting ready for this. He certainly looks like the most likely, just pacing from foot to foot. Free kick for Manchester United. Fred, little run up. No, it is Rashford over the wall, but too high and over the crossbar as well. And it's bouncing around on the canvas that reads part of the Pride in the lower tier of the North Stand. In terms of goal difference, that's minus 29.
Is it 29?
For Villa now. So they've got a goal difference of minus 29. Bournemouth are minus 27. They've got 28 points. Villa have got 27. And Watford above the line, minus 22 their goal difference with 31 points. They don't want to let in another one. That's important. So 3-0 the scoreline on the night. BBC Radio 5 Live. And Manchester United with Igalo losing possession, or he's dispossessed more correctly, and here's Davis now up to the edge of the area for Villa. Douglas Luiz hits it across. Hourahan controls and shoots, but it's deflected up and wide and behind by Brandon Williams for a Villa corner.
Yeah, he's getting a high five there from Lindelof. Good counter attack. Igalo losing the ball across. Hourahan, his first touch wasn't great, bounced up. That allowed Brandon Williams to get across and block the shot.
Corner then for Villa from the left-hand side. Might actually be helpful, handy, if they could get a goal back themselves in terms of the goal difference. So here is the corner, delivered into the 6-yard box, too close to De Gea, who's able to jump unchallenged and make a straightforward catch. We've got 6 minutes, a little bit more than that, plus added time to go. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3. De Gea over-arming the ball out, but Fred's pass downfield is straight at Konza. And Villa are able to take possession. Douglas Luiz lifting a ball out towards the left-hand side to Taylor, and then Taylor back to Hourahan, who looks up. Grealish comes short, and Grealish, with the socks, of course, halfway down his calves, plays the ball out towards Taylor on the left-hand side. Then Hourahan again. Young Indiana Vasilev is going to come on again as a substitute, as he did at Anfield at the weekend. Villa have still got 2 changes that they can make. Here's Nakamba, and marvellous Nakamba turns and sets off back into his own half, the Zimbabwean, and plays it back towards Reina, who clears it out towards Konza. Konza, 2 Manchester United players next to him, chips it via a deflection out for a throw to Villa, and we will see the change. So Indiana Vasilev will take the place of Douglas Luiz. So this is the young man with a Bulgarian family who moved to America. He was born in Savannah, Georgia. He's a USA under-20 international. Made his debut for Villa in January. He's 19 years old, and he's been given a handful now of substitute appearances by Dean Smith. As I say, the latest of them at Anfield on Sunday. Villa 0, Manchester United 3. Harry Maguire under pressure as well comes out and is able to stab the ball back to Lindelof, who plays it back to De Gea, passing the ball out from the back. Brandon Williams then back into his penalty area. De Gea to Lindelof, who was very much under pressure, chipping the ball out to Williams again, who then plays it away but gives it back to Aston Villa. Nakamba to Taylor, and then Grealish out there on the left-hand side. Nakamba, Manchester United with everyone apart from Igalo back behind the ball. Grealish now on the left-hand side. Grealish playing it back towards the corner of the box, played in, bounced off McTominay, and then Taylor, as the ball is played out off him for a throw-in to Manchester United. 5 minutes to go, but Villa having a late flurry.
Yeah, you would say that kind of, John. Decent chance for Hourahan, good block from Williams, never really threatened David De Gea's goal. 2 opportunities in the first half, Grealish and Trezeguet hitting the outside of the post. Other than that, not threatened at all. They don't look like scoring, John. That's what you would say.
Yeah.
You know, look low on confidence, can't defend. So they are playing against a very, very good side, John. Full of confidence, full of pace. You know, it look like when they go forward, they're going to get a shot off on target, create an opportunity, cause Aston Villa problems. Very comfortable night for Manchester United.
That's Robbie Savage with us on 5 Live here at Villa Park this evening. Nakamba to Grealish on the left-hand side. Grealish just drifting infield, arms swinging either side of his body, turns, all right foot there, turns and uses the available Taylor, who gives it back towards Nakamba, closer to the halfway line, and then Nakamba's scooped ball forward. I think he was looking for a deflection. It was straight out of play for a throw into Manchester United. Tomorrow night, by the way, 5 Live Sport, the Friday Football Social, back on with Darren Fletcher and Jermaine Genius. As Villa win it back, here's Davis into the box on the left-hand side, but United very quickly back in position. Grealish again. Grealish taking on Fred, gets past him to the byline and plays it off Brandon Williams, and there's a yellow card there for... Is that for Fred?
For Fred, yeah.
Was that for a challenge that he put in on Grealish, which the referee then played advantage? Did he ever... Oh, right, yeah, just sort of put his foot in on Grealish. So yellow card for Fred. And Manchester United, goal kick actually it was. Darren Fletcher and Jermaine Genius tomorrow night. Alan Hutton will be among the guests on the programme tomorrow night. They'll have news obviously of those Champions League, Europa League draws. I'll be having words with that Darren Fletcher as well. It was him who put the orienteering line into your mind tonight. So I'll be having words with him.
Yeah, and I believe you're on Robbie Savage's Premier League breakfast on Saturday
morning.
You're going to be taking part in Gone in 60 Suttons.
Yes.
You've got to give an answer, John. You can't sit on the fence.
Can't sit on the fence, right.
You've got to give an answer. I'm sure Chris will be really excited to be with you once again after his win in the quiz, which you ruined for us.
Well, you know, it was teamwork. You know, we're a team, Robbie. We're a team. I wouldn't have wanted to be on a losing team with you.
That was on a lot, John.
Yeah, a little bit of an insight into how things used to be, maybe.
I did all right, John.
Here's Fred. Ball half inside his own half.
Got Rio Ferdinand on Saturday as well.
Yeah. Rio Ferdinand.
And my mother, John.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. That's between 8 and 9 o'clock on Saturday morning on 5 Live. Don't miss it. Commentary on the Liverpool-Burnley match as well, Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock, as Liverpool go for another home win. Here's McTominay. McTominay to Rashford outside the box on his right foot. Shaw's arriving. Shaw plays it across and it's blocked by Hawes behind as he arrived back in the box for a corner.
He's done that well tonight, Rashford and Shaw. You know, Rashford knows that Shaw is going to be on the overlap, and then it's just a way to pass which allows Shaw to hit it first time. He just wants to see Shaw pick somebody out, John. That's 2 or 3 occasions. Great opportunity. They're smashing it across into the first man. Just pick somebody out, but great energy from Shaw down the left-hand side.
Good to see Shaw playing. You know, that's the thing. Regular starts, I mentioned in the first half. Here's Rashford with the corner into the edge of the 6-yard box. Hawes is in position again to head it away. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3. And United with Fred. Fred making ground down the left-hand side. Rashford is out here. And then Pogba back to Shaw. McTominay. We're in the 90th minute now here at Villa Park. 1 or 2 of Manchester United with it on the right hand side. James, who's appeared there over on the right flank now, plays it but blocked away by Konza. And a throw into Manchester United. James playing it back towards McTominay, and then Fred back towards the halfway line. Yes, the few members of the TV are moving towards the interview areas as Rashford now approaches the edge of the penalty area, uses Shaw. Villa have absolutely packed their defensive third. 3 minutes of added time. Villa do not want to concede another one here. You can see James now on the right. James's cross takes a deflection but bounces to Grealish on the edge of his own penalty area, and Villa should play it away. In fact, James has done them a favour by conceding a free kick, and Villa have a free kick over there towards the left back position.
The other aspect of the game from Manchester United, John, which I think has improved vastly under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is their willingness to try and get the ball back high up the park when they lose it. You know, that 3-second rule you try and do as a coach, get the ball back as quickly as you can, and you know they do it exceptionally. All the very, very good sides do it. Look at Liverpool, John, look at Barcelona. Without the ball, they're equally as good, and I think, you know, you can see from Manchester United's point of view, that's what they're trying to do. When they lose the ball, win it back as quickly as they can.
And nice turn on the halfway line, and Pogba now breaks away with the ball deep into Villa territory, through for Rashford with the shot. That's blocked by Reina. The ball still rattling around inside the box, and eventually out of play for a throw down here. But Pogba,
brilliant, simple. Pogba, brilliant, great turn, uses body, drives at the Aston Villa defence, and then the run from Rashford from left to right, inside, through the legs of Mings. Pogba cheekily put it, and then Rashford shot on target, save from Reina. Brilliant once again from Paul Pogba.
And this time Reina to the rescue. Fred into the penalty area for Manchester United, weaving one way and the other, playing it across, takes a deflection, bounces down, and Mings is relieved to see the ball landing at his feet, and left-footed clears it out of play on the halfway line. Fred, twinkle-toed Fred.
Double step over, like, brilliant play from
Fred Astaire. He was a famous dancer, Robbie. McTominay back to Lindelof near the edge of his penalty area. Shaw here on the left-hand side. Shaw to Rashford, and then Rashford lifts a pass to Williams on the right-hand side, gets the ball down, his mop top bobbing, plays it back to McTominay, and then Fred square towards Maguire, who joins in the attack. We're in the final minute now, the third minute of added time. Pogba approaching the penalty area, one way then the other, but beat two men, but in the end the challenge came in on him, and Courtney Hawes was able to take it away. Villa now, little tug by Shaw, nothing more than that on Trezeguet, who's come very quiet in the match. Trezeguet, can't remember the last time I mentioned his name. Free kick that he is going to take, and Mings with it at the back. I think this will be it. Looks as though it's going to be 3-0, and one final attack perhaps for Villa. No, that's it. John Moss blows his whistle. Manchester United absolutely convincing winners. That's 17 matches unbeaten in all competitions now. They move to within 1 point of Leicester in fourth. It's their fifth win in a row in all competitions, and it's been emphatic in the Premier League, Robbie Savage, of late for Manchester United. 3-0 against Sheffield United, 3-0 against Brighton, 5-2 against Bournemouth, 3-0 here at Villa Park.
Brilliant from Manchester United, devastating on the counter-attack, confidence, they're dynamic. You know, they just want to score goals, this Manchester United team. They don't want to play safe. They want to attack every opportunity. Yes, Villa were poor, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and they should have scored more goals. Once again, good performance from Manchester United. Villa in massive, massive trouble.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of talk about the penalty in the first half, but Bruno Fernandes won it and scored it. Mason Greenwood scored just before half-time. Paul Pogba with the only goal in the second half, his first for Manchester United this season. But the defeat for Villa, their third in a row, means that they remain 4 points behind Watford, who are just above the drop line with 4 to play. It's all the harder now for Villa to stay up, but 4 matches they've got to do it. But the final score here at Villa Park, Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3.
And the irony of hearing Mr. Brightside blaring out across Villa Park in the background of you both. Robbie, that game reflective really of where these two sides are at the moment.
Yeah, one team short of confidence and the other team full of confidence, believing they can score goals at every opportunity. Pace in the Premier League is so important. You see the pace of Liverpool's front three, you see the pace of Manchester United's front three, City. You know, it's so important to have that, you know, dynamism in your side, and United have got it from all angles, full-backs, attacking players, from midfield areas. You know, you look at the Villa side, hardly any pace, struggling for confidence. United, brilliant, Emma.
There's some reaction coming in on social media at 5Live Sport on Twitter. Chris says, Villa are a classic of a club that has spent frighteningly bad, wasted so much money on poor players. Do you think that's fair to say, Robbie? You know, whether it was Dean Smith or Pep Guardiola in this current situation, it's actually a personnel issue at Villa.
Well, Villa have gambled, spending that money to stay in the Premier League. We've seen Fulham do it and get relegated. They've had a go. You look at the Norwich philosophy, where they haven't spent hardly any money. They're going to get relegated, but, you know, financially they'll be in a good position to, you know, next season maybe have the opportunity of coming up. You know, Villa have gone the other way and spent lots of money trying to stay in the Premier League, but they are, you know, equally as poor as Norwich. So, you know, both scenarios don't look like they'll work. Villa might stay up. Villa have got a better chance than Norwich, obviously, but, you know, they've gambled to stay in the Premier League by spending all that money, and sometimes it doesn't work, as proved by Fulham.
Well, it was pretty straightforward for Manchester United this evening, John, wasn't it? Take us through then the story of the game.
Yeah, I think it turned to an extent with the few seconds, midway through the first half, a little bit more than that. Villa had a chance or two, Grealish with a volley, but then Trezeguet, Villa won it back. Trezeguet ran through to the edge of the penalty area, hit a low shot, looked goal-bound, clipped the foot of the post though and stayed out. And within a few seconds of that, United down the other end won this controversial penalty. Ezri Konsa dived in on Bruno Fernandes, who was making a Zidane-style turn just inside the penalty area. Konsa dived in. Referee John Moss gave the penalty. It was backed up by VAR. Graham Scott, the video assistant referee, decided that it was not a clear and obvious error. Bruno Fernandes took the penalty, scored it, sent Reina the wrong way, and really from that point on there was no looking back. United always threatened on the break. A thumping goal from Mason Greenwood just before half-time. That's his 16th of the season, 9 in the Premier League for the 18-year-old. And just the one goal in the second half. Paul Pogba finally scoring his first goal for Manchester United this season. Bruno Fernandes' corner, given too much space on the edge of the penalty area. That was 3-0, and that was the end of the scoring, but it could easily have been more.
Robbie Savage alongside John Murray this evening at Villa Park. Robbie, at half-time, you were sort of doing your best to explain how that penalty was given. You commented on the Maradona turn, which Fernandes was sort of taking on as that happened. But what do you say when Peter Schmeichel tweets to say, I'm sorry, but that was not a penalty?
That's his opinion.
VAR continues to be a joke.
That's his opinion. I've got mine, Emma. You know, doesn't matter if you've won Premier Leagues, if you've won titles, everybody's entitled to opinion. And my opinion was that he tried to do a Maradona turn. He missed the ball with his left foot and he landed on Konsa. Yes, he instigated the contact, but Konsa was going to ground. And the referee gave it, Emma. VAR had ample opportunity to say to John Moss, sorry, you've got this wrong, and overturn it. So the officials didn't, because obviously the VAR didn't see a clear and obvious error. So I understand why it was given, and I understand why Peter Schmeichel would tweet that as well. But you know, it's just a game of opinions. That's why we love it, Emma.
So you can understand then the outrage, the confusion that people have on the basis
of course,
that was
because,
given as a penalty.
You know, John thought initially it would be overturned, and it was the trick from Fernandes. But my argument would be, why was Konsa diving in there? You just stay on your feet. Stay on your feet. No need to dive in. Rio Ferdinand, the best defender, will say, stay on your feet. There's no reason to dive in there. Yes, Fernandes I think his right foot, Emma, lands on Konsa's a leg, and then he goes over. But you know, it's up for debate. Listen, that's why we love football, Emma, don't we? That's why we love football.
John, that was a real turning point in the game, though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, very much so. And as I say, the moment, really just a matter of moments earlier, when Trezeguet had that chance on the edge of the area, he went for it early. He seemed to strike it well enough, but hit the outside of the post. And yeah, you know, for that to then happen, that really knocked the stuffing out of Aston Villa. But it does goes to show as well. You know, people said when VAR comes in, that will kill off debate, but it certainly hasn't killed off the debate there. And you know, I know what Dean Smith will say. I'm sure that Dean Smith will be baffled as to why that was given against him. But it sounds like it's quite a split opinion on it, if I'm hearing it rightly, in terms of the reaction that there's been so far.
On the subject of Dean Smith, Erin's been in touch on social media. Dean Smith will be sacked tomorrow. Thanks VAR. Last chance saloon for Villa. I can see Terry being left in temporary charge for the last 4 games. He's been unlucky with injuries, but he's never had a plan B, and he should have insisted and had more of a say in transfers. I feel sad for him. I feel sad for us too. Can you envisage that situation, Robbie? Dean Smith not being in charge of this team for the remainder of the season?
No. Not at all. Listen, if it happens, it happens. But I think it would be very, very unfair when they've still got a chance of staying up. And, you know, he's got John Terry with him. You know, putting John Terry in this situation with 4 games to go. We see Newcastle do it, didn't we, with Alan Shearer? You know, and Alan Shearer didn't manage to keep his beloved Newcastle up. So I think, you know, the players have a voice. It's Dean Smith and John Terry. So I can't see that happening. Listen, game of opinions, I might be wrong.
Okay, I mean, they've not won in 11 matches yet, we get that, but they've just played Liverpool and Manchester United, and Manchester United in full flow. Liverpool just been crowned champions. I'm not sure is it a time to panic now when you're facing 4 matches now, 4 matches, Crystal Palace at home, Everton away, Arsenal at home, West Ham away, to try and get these, as I say, 6 points, maybe they'll need more to stay in the Premier League.
Yeah, let's just give that picture then at the bottom of the table. So Norwich City very much anchored to the foot of the table, 20th, 21 points. Aston Villa then 19th, 27 points. In 18th, AFC Bournemouth 28 points after their draw against Tottenham this evening. Just teetering above the drop zone, you've got Watford in 17th, 31 points. Likewise, West Ham United just above that in 16th, also on 31 points. I think, John, you raised this question a bit earlier in commentary. Robbie, how many points do you think these teams will need to stay up this season? John, I think you said it has been as low as 31.
Yeah, which was a rarity. That was a rarity.
But that was fairly recently.
10 years ago. 10 years ago, 31.
So, Robbie, what do you think it's going to be this year?
Oh, it's a good question. I would say, I think Watford got to play Bournemouth, John.
Yeah, let me give you an idea of their runnings then. What Watford's running, they have Newcastle at the weekend at home, followed by West Ham away, then City, then Arsenal. Villa have Palace, followed by Everton, Arsenal, and then West Ham. Huge game, that final one. Bournemouth have Leicester at home, followed by City away, Southampton at home, Everton away, and then West Ham have Norwich away next, followed by Watford away, then Manchester United, then Aston Villa on that final day.
I think 32 or 33 might be okay. 33 push, because West Ham have got to play Watford and West Ham have got to play Villa. So I think 33 will stay up with good goal difference.
I think with my orienteering hat on.
What's your compass say? Put your compass out.
Yeah, I think if you got to 33, I think that's where I would want to get to first, and just hope that that's enough. Might be more, but possibly 33 will be enough.
Well, when you look at the fact that Watford have Newcastle at home this weekend off the back of that Norwich victory midweek, and then West Ham have Norwich this weekend, one of the tweets we've had come in suggests, it's from DJ, it says, if we don't beat Crystal Palace on Sunday, we're going down. Do you agree with that when you look at the teams around them and the fixtures that they have this weekend? If Villa don't beat Crystal Palace this weekend, it's as good as over?
I think this massive, huge Sunday. If they can beat Palace, that takes them to 30, and it keeps them in touch with West Ham. You know, who have West Ham got? Norwich, you said, this weekend?
Yeah, Norwich away.
At home, away. Massive games. Oh, I'm doing that game actually. I should know.
Still got 24 hours or so to do your homework, Robbie. Don't worry.
One game at a time.
Yeah, one game at a time, John. Huge games, aren't they? I think you're right, Emma. If Villa don't beat Palace, I think that's it for them. Then it's between Bournemouth and
Watford,
West Ham. Yeah, it's so tight. Listen, this is great for the neutral, not neutral.
Listen, before we move on to Manchester United specifically, I just want to have a quick word on Jack Grealish. It seems like a lot of people on social media tonight have been pointing out that he really wasn't at his best, which I think is quite surprising when you think, this is in front of the club which allegedly are very interested in him. What do you put that down to?
Well, I think Manchester United dealt with him very well tonight. They didn't give him any space at all. I wonder, how fit was he? There was a question over his fitness after Sunday, and a couple of times tonight. I mean, he does spend a lot of time on the pitch, Jack Grealish, but he was given some fairly heavy treatment by Manchester United, and against this team tonight for Villa, I mean, it was just a night where he could not get into the game.
What you're seeing from Jack Grealish, listen, he is brilliant in my opinion, and I believe he can easily play in the top 6 side in the Premier League. I've said about Manchester United, but you're looking at the way Manchester United now play, Emma, that one-touch passing, the movement, the pace.